Hello. Give me one second. My mic is set a little too high. The sensitivity. Anyway, there it goes. Okay. Hi. Oh. Um. I'm here. Still clear. We haven't gotten used to it by now. Why are you still here? Are you trying to mock me? I was working on this yesterday, but I must have felt a little tired. I was trying to figure out something to watch. I don't know. Um, watch or listen to.
Hey, so it's a big day here at the show. Hey, do you guys know that tomorrow is take your daughter to work day? Yeah, I'm taking one of my daughters to work tomorrow. I can hear you. What? Fred, how come I can never hear you?
I don't know.
You gotta get on the microphone.
Between your mic and mine.
No, I think you gotta get close to it.
Okay.
Because now I hear you fine.
But usually it's like this is like an inch away. Usually in a broadcast situation, I have to get that close.
Yeah, but I think you know after 10 years that you have to get close to this.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, what were
I
you
should
saying?
know the microphone isn't changing.
Well, what were you saying?
Oh, just take her to a different place. Take her to a different part of the building.
You know, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we should take her to corporate. Tell her I'm an accountant.
Wait, sit her up there with the sales staff.
Let her watch track.
Yeah. Get her up there with the sales staff.
Let Tom take her.
Well, why even be in radio? Why not just take her to a doctor's office and say I'm a doctor?
You could do that too.
Take her to Jokeland.
Joke.
No, that I wouldn't be proud of. That's an embarrassment.
Don't you have meetings afterwards you can take her to instead of this?
No. What meeting do I have?
You always say
She
you got
can go to the gym.
Yeah. Take her to the gym.
Good job. You go to your therapist.
She can see what the personal trainers do.
It's weird, too, because like sometimes I have to throw her out of the studio. Like, I know tomorrow we have a guy who sells used panties on the internet.
Oh.
It's like, I don't want my daughter in here when I talk to that guy. You dig?
Yeah.
That's when Jerry takes her on tour the rest of the station.
Right.
Let her see the other departments. Like, let her sit back there with Scott for a while.
Let her watch Scott's.
Nah, she wants to be with her dad.
Yeah, but she can't learn anything in here. Something bad.
Sure she can.
No, something bad will happen.
Maybe I'll just do a music show tomorrow. You know what I mean? I'll do like a...
And then she can spin a record.
Yeah, I'll play some tunes.
Hit a button.
Yeah, I said to her, I don't think there's another job like this in America. There's nothing to learn. Well, this whole take your daughter to work thing got started, and quite frankly, I'm happy to have her at school because there's too many shootings going on in these schools.
That's true. It could be safer here than there.
Yeah. Although, I don't know, I think we got our own trench coat mafia right here. I don't want to name names. To be honest with you. I think Casey's in there.
What moniker are they going by, and where's their website so I can see what day they're going to shoot us?
Casey, Fred, and Scott the engineer. Trench coat mafia. Would ye come in their black coats and blow everyone away?
I mean, if you see a kid in school in a black coat, get rid of him.
Actually, I mean, it sounded like a cool outfit. It was like black trench coats. No, it was black trench coats and black eye makeup.
Yeah, but they also wore fatigues.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
Well, that's
fatigues
not cool.
under the trench coat.
I never did fatigues.
Yeah.
Fatigues never look cool.
And they always say, we're going to blow up the school.
Yeah, and you never believe them. Blow up the school, you go, yeah, well, what are you going to do after that? Kill yourselves?
Yeah, that's the plan.
How do you find each other, too? How do you find similar guys who are all willing to kill themselves?
I don't know, but somehow they do gravitate toward each other.
Yeah.
It's like magnetic fields.
Yeah. It's like, how do you find three other kids in the school who are willing to kill themselves?
With you.
Yeah. It's too much.
Do they have like a big leader or something like that? Like
Well, I don't know. It just
A
says
big leader?
They arrested two. The two shot themselves, and then they arrested one more.
Yeah, they said one of the kids' fathers had his own a home recording studio, and his mother tried to
It was
make albums.
very strict disciplinary.
No kidding. Yeah, food is French onion soup.
But the worst part of it all is that they say, like when they were shooting people, one of the guys was saying, "This is because you made fun of. I got made fun of last year."
Yeah. Did you hear Captain Drink's phony phone call? So like everyone was calling here, like I put him up to it, and I was like, oh please.
Well, you know what?
Congressman Serrano called. He was upset about the phone call, and I'm like,
Jay,
I have nothing to do with this.
we don't even hardly know Jenks.
I know. He is a lone operator.
He'd be in the trench coat mob.
In the middle of like this horrible shooting, 25 people dead, kids. So I have it because Laura sent it to me on my computer. This is really cool technology, aside from the fact that this is a phony phone call. She can just capture it right away and send it to me on my computer. The whole file. Here, I think this will work. Let me see if I can do this on the air.
It's interesting technology, but we're not sure it works.
Well, you never know. Here, wait. I don't know how it'll sound. I'm playing this off my computer. Okay? Here you go.
Sarah Spalding from Swedish Medical Center has an update for us, and this is an interview recorded a short time ago for the injured are at Swedish Medical Center. Oh, Sarah's on the phone with us. Sarah, can you give us an update on the conditions?
Yes, so far it is 18 people that are critically injured. We don't know much more past that, but we do know one thing. The gunman was Howard Stern. He was shooting up the whole school. It was ridiculous. He was angry because nobody was watching his Saturday night television.
Apparently that was not
What the
Sarah
fuck?
Spalding, and someone else is calling in and posing as somebody from one of the hospitals that we've been trying to talk to today.
So,
We do know at Swedish Medical Center that we have 4...
So anyway, then.
So Congressman Serrano called you?
Yeah, everyone called. He wasn't the only one. They were like, well, how can you guys be doing this? And I go, listen, I don't have anything to do with it.
Yes,
I thought for a second that was just some gag on his show and he was trying to be edgy. That was really actually someone who fucking called in to the news. That's so fucked up.
you're homeless.
How can you guys be doing this? And I go,
Congressman Serrano called.
We do know at Swedish posing as somebody from one of the hospitals that we've been trying to...
Posing.
Not Sarah Spalding.
Just some troll.
Was watching his Saturday night. He was shooting up the whole... Past that, but it is 18 people that are critically injured. We don't know much more past that, but we do know one thing. The gunman was Howard Stern. He was shooting up the whole school. It was ridiculous. He was angry because nobody was watching his Saturday night television.
Apparently that was not Sarah Spalding, and someone else is calling in and posing as somebody from one of the hospitals that we've been trying to talk to today. We do know at Swedish Medical Center that we have 4...
so anyway, then.
So Congressman Serrano called you?
Yeah, everyone called. He wasn't the only one. They were like, well, how can you guys be doing this? And I go, listen, I don't have anything to do with it.
Yes, you're home asleep.
Yeah, I mean, the listeners have been doing this on their own for years.
You know what was really funny was not only were there phone call pranks,
Yeah.
it was reported that these guys had a website.
Oh, yeah?
People were going on and creating websites instantly and writing messages on them like they were the Trenchcoat Mafia.
Yeah.
And they found that all of them were fake.
Meanwhile, I know some band, like in about a year, is going to call themselves
that name.
Trenchcoat Mafia.
I thought that right away. Ooh, cool name for a band.
Yeah, Trenchcoat Mafia. Perfect. And John's like, I can make an album.
He's taking the name. Finally, there's a good name.
Yeah, because he has the worst name. What's the name of his band?
What is it now?
Although Jackie's wife has the worst name for bands.
Yeah.
Scoldies.
Really bad. I've grown to like that. Big Orange Marble and...
I've grown to like that. You better like it. You're financing the whole thing. You're completely jaded.
I might be.
Scoldies and Big Orange Marble. Big Orange Marble wasn't so bad. Scoldies.
But Big Orange Marble it's only because you said it several times. You don't remember your initial reaction.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't so... But John has the hardest time. What was the name of his band? Josie Sang?
Yeah.
That was the worst. That was after Rock Slide and before the Bad Trees.
The Bad Trees, yeah.
And he wanted to name it at one point Pilgrim State.
Yeah, remember there was a P one.
Pilgrim State.
When was the Big Rubber Beaver and Mund was another name.
Yeah, Mund. I told him to name it Mund.
Mund is actually better.
Yeah, I said, John, name it Mund.
Mine is the closest to a decent name.
Yeah.
But what's it called now?
Stuttering John.
Stuttering John. Remember that. Yeah, Captain.
Hey, good morning, Howard.
Yeah, just played your call. Everyone blames me for that. Would you tell people I don't put you up to that?
No, I did it on my own.
I know.
Well, I mean, that's horrible what happened and all, but I mean, actually what was going on was the feed that was going on that they were syndicating went over MSNBC, CNN, and just about every other station that was doing coverage of it.
Right.
So a lot of people saw that, and I got 64 emails within 5 minutes of the call. So it was.
Well, I got the other 100,000.
Yeah.
For the people who couldn't get in touch with you.
Go directly to you.
I kind of thought that people were. I mean, I as soon as I did it, I knew it was going to be like one that a lot of people heard. So,
Right.
but you didn't do it.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's calling me complaining that you made this phone call during this horrible tragedy. And
You do that with or without the show, wouldn't
Right.
you?
Well, it is damn funny, isn't it?
There's nothing funny about it.
Yeah.
Blowing up the whole place was ridiculous.
Yeah, everyone said to me everyone was watching CNN during this thing, and they go right away, Captain.
That was the right response from Howard. I'm glad he didn't, actually encourage the guy. or make him feel good about what he did.
With the news people.
Usually when I make these calls, I get through either MSNBC or CNN.
Right.
This one was being simulcast over MSNBC.
You know what's amazing about you? You not only get through, and forget about the fact that it's a tragedy, but he gets through, and he also, they think he's the reporter. How does he know how to do that?
Well, he was the hospital spokesperson or something.
Right, yeah, but and that person that I said I was actually the real hospital spokesperson that was on another station.
I see.
So
Good
he does a
Lord.
little research.
I mean, it's amazing. He's a mad genius.
I mean, if not for anything else, I should be like a fail-safe for people to realize that, you don't believe anything you hear on the news.
Well, how do you?
That's stretching it.
They never ask you questions.
I like
who you are.
that Captain Jenks is like making himself important now. I'm a gadfly.
I think you heard that up from somewhere.
Yeah, there was an article about how, at least Captain Jenks points out how news people don't check their sources. Ever since that, he's been flying with it.
Howard, give me enough time, I'll find a million reasons to justify what I did.
Me too. All right, man. Later.
All right.
Captain Jenks, everybody. There you go.
You know, it's great. He's supposed to be a woman, and he didn't even hardly disguise
Sounds like a woman.
Well, he started out okay. He was like, hello, and then he goes, oh.
It's like a kid who's changing.
Yeah.
Change.
I saw it sound like a weird, edgy kid.
Hello.
All of a sudden, there's a full moon.
Hello.
That was Howard Stern.
Spalding from Swedish Medical Center has an update for us, and this is an interview recorded a short time ago. 4 of the injured are at Swedish Medical Center. Oh, Sarah's on the phone with us. Sarah, can you give us an update on the conditions?
Yes, so far it is 18 people that are critically injured. We don't know much more past that, but we do know one thing. The gunman was Howard Stern. He was shooting up the whole school. It was ridiculous. He was angry because nobody was watching his Saturday night television.
Apparently that was not Sarah Spalding, and
You're listening to a man who lies to his children and tells them he's a Harvard professor. Dr. Howard Stern.
Rock Radio, K-Rock. Rock Radio, K-Rock. The Howard Stern Show.
We offer introductions to some of the loveliest ladies of Russia and Eastern Europe.
Later this week, Julia Roberts will be here. That's right. On Friday, Julia Roberts will be here. That's what I told my daughter. She wants to come in for, bring your daughter to work
Yeah,
day.
she should be here Friday,
I
right?
said, you should come Friday to Julia Roberts. But then I'm glad she's not because I'm going to want to ask Julia Roberts sexual questions.
That's true.
It'll be embarrassing.
Julia Roberts is hoping you're bringing it up.
Yeah, right. See, if I had my daughter here, Julia Roberts would get a nice Entertainment Tonight type interview.
That's right. It would be, the Jay Leno show.
Yeah, tell me about your last project. That's the way to keep me in line. The best day for my daughter to be here is Saturday, actually. That's where I'm at my best.
Yeah, why don't you come in with her then?
Boy. No, that's no fun. She likes to watch me squirm. Yes, Xavier claims to be a member of the Trenchcoat Mafia.
Oh, please.
What is that?
That's the shoot 'em up group.
Yes, Xavier.
I have a message before you can ask questions, okay? Can I please do that?
You have what?
I have a message I'd like to say.
All right, let me hear the message.
Things must change. I'm a member of the TCM, the Eastern Division. There's 45 members altogether. We're tired of the rich families, the athletes controlling the schools where we don't have the rights to participate, and we are looked down upon. Things must change. We're willing to die for this.
So is the Trenchcoat Mafia...
Well, it will change if you die.
Isn't the Trenchcoat Mafia just something local into this Denver high school?
They don't know.
Oh, they don't know. You're saying it's widespread.
I don't want to get into fine details about this. There's 45 members. That's all I'll tell you.
And where do you live?
Western Division.
Well, where are you from?
I'm from Pittsburgh.
And you're saying as far away as Pittsburgh has a Trenchcoat Mafia?
We're spread out. There's only a few of us we met on the internet, and we're tired of this.
Tired of what?
We're tired. This is people who don't fit in the quote-unquote normal society, Howard.
That would be me, I guess.
This is quote-unquote from the newspaper.
Yeah.
You may believe what you want.
Robin, you're in trouble.
Oh, boy. This is the first act of violence that you have seen.
Really?
Yeah.
There's going to be more?
I'm not going to guarantee anything. But
What is the next thing you're planning?
I will not give that out.
Why not?
Give us a clue.
Give me a clue what it's about.
No clues, nothing.
Oh, come on. What kind of loser are you?
So why did these guys
Exactly.
get
That's
picked to
what
go
we hear all the time.
Yeah, I'm a loser, too.
Why did...
It goes far beyond just being a loser, okay?
Oh, geez.
It's far beyond that. It's put down for the way we look, put down the way we feel, what we do in a normal life.
Did a radio show. That's what I did.
Yeah, that's the way to get back at
It's
it.
not that easy for everybody.
Really? Wasn't easy for me either.
You notice how the clothes have to be brought up and what we're wearing, what our style is? That means, well, we're all wrong for wearing black. What is wrong with black?
Black is beautiful.
This won't be the last act.
All right.
Well, he's not going to give us any more information.
What information do you want here? What do you think I possibly could give out right now?
What is it, Melrose? You want to talk to
I
this
know who
guy?
that is on the phone.
Who is that?
It's Aaron from Pittsburgh.
Wow.
The kid.
It's the kid and Howard.
Yeah.
I was out the Star Wars line last
So
night.
let's assume that he's goofing, right?
Of course he's goofy. He's an idiot.
Aaron. Melrose says you're an idiot.
Melrose, how could you do this to me?
Aaron, grow up. Get a job.
How many calls have I got against Howard in your room?
Aaron, get me a comedy gig.
We have our own network.
I'm working on that for you, Melrose. Okay, it's kind of tough, you know. Aaron, call me when you wake up. Howard.
All right, thank you, Aaron.
Howard, let me talk to you real quick. No, Howard, you have something to say.
I want to talk about the trench
I have
You were
something
more
to say,
interesting when you were in the trench coat mafia.
Howard, okay, trench coat's gone. Okay, I'm a normal kid. Howard, listen to me. Give me a chance. I love your show. I respect everything you do for radio, okay?
Aaron's in the trench mouth mafia. What is it, Aaron?
All right, listen, I want to get into radio. I want to come up there. I want to see how it works. Okay, Melrose is right. He knows me. I don't...
All right, I'll have you for...
to come to take your daughter to work.
Yeah, you could be able to take your daughter to work then.
Howard, I'm being serious. I feel a connection between us. I feel I'm going to be the next radio guy after you.
Hey, simply, let me put it this way. No, I don't want you here.
That's very funny.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Not to change the topic, I was in the line last night for the Star Wars people.
Yes.
They're all fans of yours. Do you want me to go down there right now?
Who?
Go for it, Larry.
Lines. Remember I told you there were people lining up at Star Wars already?
Of course they're my fans. Who else would be out there?
Who else has the time?
Who else? My fans have the time to do anything.
Do you want to talk to them?
I don't want to talk to them.
Larry,
I want to talk to them.
do that to
It might be interesting to find out who's out there and how they get to stand on line for a month.
Yeah, all right, Larry. Go down there and call us.
Howard, let me ask Larry
15
something.
minutes.
All right.
Let me ask Larry something.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Larry, you still there?
Yeah, why do we have
How
to
could
listen
you do this to me? You know this is my fun thing.
Wait,
My
he
life.
died yesterday. You and Captain Jank want to go to a mental hospital.
Who are you?
Look who's calling you mental.
Yeah, look who's saying this.
Wait, hang on a second. Hang on a second.
I help you out, buddy, and you're doing this to me.
Hey, but seriously,
Melrose Larry Green. I've never heard anybody in my activities on the Stern Show.
I brought you to Pittsburgh, had a book signing at the Dairy Queen for you.
Aaron, yesterday when Janks made that call, the gunman might have been listening to it.
hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
Seriously, no one believed you were a member of the trench coat mafia.
All right, maybe it was a bad call. I can't be perfect all the
No,
time.
I know a lot of your calls.
Yesterday.
I know about
Find
you.
out most of your calls.
I read about you on the internet. I know
Can we
about you.
please talk?
Well,
I'm telling you.
you want to talk to
I'm
me?
19 years old, okay?
All right, why
I
don't
have
you
no
talk-
ambition but to be on the radio.
All right, so call me.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk to you. You can come down here and visit. We'll listen to you.
I want to see how it works.
He's a kid.
But he's cool 19. Where's he? What's he doing?
All right, you want to know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing nothing, okay? I want to call it. That's not my thing.
All right, well, that's a good way to get in the radio.
I know all the negatives. I
I have a
know.
way for you to get into radio. Why don't you just make some signs and stand on a corner?
That's right. There you go.
See, that's the difference between me and Larry. I'm going to do it the right way, you know? Hey, I like Larry. You know, I don't know why he's doing this to me. I'm really upset.
Aaron, the call was in bad taste.
In bad taste.
Terrible thing. And what Janks did yesterday was awful.
Everything is open to talk about.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Howard should teach you that.
Captain Janks is a weasel. Why don't you go work for Captain Janks, Aaron?
Why are you attacking Captain James?
Did you hear that call? What he said?
Yes. So who cares? That's not the point.
And the reason why he was...
It's an inappropriate call, but what's it got to do with anything?
Keeps him from shooting somebody.
Yeah, but better he make calls than shoot people.
We in the whack pack don't even talk to Captain Janks anymore.
The whack pack.
All right.
Backpack seems to have broken up, actually.
Yeah.
No, actually, we're having a good time. We love to be good, entertain people.
I wish I could become a member, Larry.
You're in, Aaron. You're a good kid, but don't make calls like that.
All right. Thank you too. Why don't you guys call each other privately?
Call.
Howard, is there anything you do?
Yes.
Come on, I want, you know.
All right, Aaron. We'll have you down. We'll give you a tour of the radio station.
Let me talk to someone. Let me.
I said,
Let me just sit
wear
there
a
for
dress.
a
You
second.
come down here, wear a dress, and we'll give you a tour of the radio station. All right?
You do this one time.
We just said yes. You don't listen.
I'll wear a dress and I'll sit in there for a
All right.
segment.
Thank you.
And makeup.
Yeah. Wear pretty and put pretty nail polish on your toes.
That's-
Because I like that.
I'm going to make it the right way. Listen for the name Aaron Silverman after you're done.
Aaron Silverman. All right. Thank you, Aaron.
Aaron Silverman from Pittsburgh, the man.
All right. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
All right. Trench Coat Mafia, Aaron. Listen, I'm in the Trench Coat Mafia. Yeah, you know, I was like, you know, my agent, Don, our agent, called me and said, oh, you know, he sounded like Death Warmed Over. He said, you're not going to believe what's going on. You got the TV on? I go, no, I don't. I didn't have it on. I was on the phone. So he says, you got to turn it on. There's a whole big thing going on in Denver. I was like, oh, let me check this out. Man, I watched it for 5 minutes. I couldn't even handle it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. This happens. I think it happens because, you know what?
Well, they're saying now, why in schools? You know, schools used to be havens or safe places where you only got beat up. You didn't get bombed.
I'm not sure why. I was thinking, well, maybe it's because there's so many guns in the United States. Seriously, you never see this anywhere else. You don't see this going on anywhere else in the world except the United States. Think about it.
They have that shooting over in Scotland.
That scared me for a second. That fucking... It was like some kind of glitch on the sound.
Where else? You don't see this going on. Maybe it's because there's so many guns in the United States. Seriously, you never see this anywhere else. You don't see this going on anywhere else in the world. There's so many
bombs. Schools used to be havens or safe places where you only got beat up. You didn't get bombed.
I'm not sure why. I was thinking, well, maybe it's because there's so many guns in the United States. Seriously, you never see this anywhere else. You don't see this going on anywhere else in the world except the United States. Think about it.
They have that
Oh, it must have been the fucking internet.
Shot.
Yeah, that's a teacher.
And they're not even supposed to have guns over there.
Yeah, there's a lot less of it. Let's put it that way.
But we have, you know, the market on mass murder.
I know.
And serial killing and that sort of thing.
Yeah. But these kids, like, they found each other and they formed a little group, Trench Coat Mafia, and they weren't the cool kids. They were the losers, supposedly. But the fact of the matter is, they sounded like they were walking around. They had a whole look. They had, like, big black trench coats, black spiked hair with black eye makeup. They sound like Marilyn Manson.
Right. Yeah, but nobody liked them.
I wish I had a look like that in high school.
So you could have been alone and...
No, because I think that would have been very hip.
They weren't, though.
I know.
They had the four of themselves.
What's weird is the problem is they're not part of any group.
Except the group they were.
But they had a cool name. They had Trench Coat Mafia.
They want to be a part of every other group.
Well, it was Adolf Hitler's birthday yesterday, so...
Yeah, they were celebrating.
Yeah, they were into Adolf Hitler. I think those kids get into Hitler.
Yeah. So they're really going to be popular.
Yeah. What's your thing, Hitler? Somebody asked me yesterday, they said, what are your hobbies, actually? Like, what are your interests? And I said, like music, maybe?
You don't even know.
I don't even know. I said, I work. I work and I sleep and I eat.
Well, isn't your interest in work?
Yeah.
All right.
I said, if they don't pay me, I shut down. But I like to sit with the dog on the front lawn.
You watch TV.
TV, that's what I said. I said TV, comic books. I read a lot of those. I love comic books and television.
You love movies.
So this person said to me, you're like 12 years old.
You like the Trench Coat Mafia?
Yeah. I said, I know. Except I just don't kill people.
Where's your duster?
What's the idea? What's the odds, though, of 4 kids in a high school finding each other and all willing to kill themselves and kill other people?
Well, that's really weird.
Isn't that amazing?
But a while back there was that suicide pact thing going on.
Yeah.
So sometimes these kids do find each other.
Because they said they went into the high school giggling.
Laughing and asking people if they were into sports and then shooting them. Now, who would answer yes?
Now, imagine you're like, wait a second. If I say yes, maybe these guys are into sports or maybe they're not.
Yeah, you get some 50-50.
And you go, yeah? And then a lot of the kids were crying and screaming and pleading, please don't kill us. And they said, you don't have to cry and scream because you're going to be dead in a minute anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, that's scary.
And they were also just shooting black people. They didn't even ask them.
Oh, they shot black people? Oh, I didn't know it was a racist thing.
Oh, yeah.
Denver has black people?
Jocks and black people. Well, the 2 or 3 are gone now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jocks and black people.
Yeah, that was the main... Those were the main targets.
Wow.
And I guess it sounded like they shot some girls.
It was just whoever the fuck. Robin's kind of stupid.
Well, of course. Jocks are popular.
I was the most popular kid in my high school. I was gone.
I always talk about how in high school he was so popular.
But how do you have a group
I don't like Robin that much.
and why don't we go in there and kill a bunch of them?
Yeah, and then everyone goes, okay.
I got a better idea. Why don't we do it and then kill ourselves?
Robin just says kind of
Man, I'd love to kill them.
reactionary things.
You know what? It's almost like an aside. Like, would you like to kill them? Or, like, man, I should have killed him today.
Yeah, I sure would.
She's not the worst,
And
but
I'd like to kill them and then kill ourselves. Now the authorities cannot go into the high school because there's bombs all over the high school?
I just hate when she says dumb
This was like a
things.
strategic thing.
Wow.
One of the kids who was, talking about it said it seemed like they knew because of what they do. We would all run into the library.
I wish we were this organized in Yugoslavia.
Yeah, like they really tunneled, channeled everybody into one area.
Really?
They're saying apparent suicide, so they're not even sure that they committed suicide.
But they look like self-inflicted gunshot wounds.
Yeah, but they probably did. I mean, how else did they die? You're saying that some kids killed them or something?
Well, why are they saying apparent?
Well, because they never know.
They're still trying to get the bombs out of the place, so they can't really go in and do all that forensic stuff.
Right. But it's a suicide.
Everything's alleged because they were even asking, were they wearing trench coats yesterday? They couldn't even comment.
But don't the kids also have bombs planted on them?
They had their cars rigged,
right?
And they had like 12 or so. They had already found like 12 devices around the school. I don't know about bombs on themselves.
Yeah. Well, pretty weird. We're on in Denver.
I know.
David, you're on the air.
Hey, Pinocchio, good morning.
Mhm.
I just want to let you know.
Thank you. You know what? It's a miracle I didn't shoot anybody. It really is. I had to listen to all this crap.
We consider you, instead of Nostradamus, the Nostradamus of our time.
No, Nostradamus.
Nostradamus,
Thank
right.
you, yes.
You don't even have it right.
Dude, I got it. I can goof on me better than you can.
You're probably right.
Go ahead.
What's your prediction of the millennium with the widening war in the Balkans and the Denver atrocities? What do you think's going to happen?
Oh, get out of here. You're such a nut. What do I think's going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, what am I? What, I got a crystal ball? Yeah, she'll let you know.
How come she couldn't tell us about that? Oh, yeah.
Oh, she would have. We just didn't call her.
Yeah, that's what she'll say. I made that prediction.
Our bunch of kids in Denver are going to kill everybody. Black raincoats. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Kill everybody.
Say, I made that prediction.
Our bunch of kids in Denver are going to kill everybody. Black raincoats. Oh, yeah.
Too bad she wasn't at the high
Oh my God!
Don't shoot me.
Michael, go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Stern. How you doing? This is Robin F. Jackson. This is
Right.
Mike from San Diego.
All right, go ahead.
I'm in the Navy, and I was just reading an article here. They, the Navy Times,
Yeah.
Navy published a newspaper.
Yes?
Spike Lee is directing 5 TV commercials for the Navy recruiting purposes. Can you believe this?
I can't believe it.
I think it's quite funny.
Of course it's funny.
And
First of all, why not give the job to a guy who served in the armed forces?
Who ever heard of a guy going from directing movies to directing commercials? His career is going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you're supposed to go from commercials to movies. I know people are upset about it, but the guy who should be upset about it is Spike Lee. So don't you worry about it. It's a real come down for him.
Yep.
All right?
Yeah.
They're doing that to, keep him quiet. You know what that's at.
Hey, who's they?
You know. Them. White people.
You know, guy makes movies like his racist movies. I can't believe that the Navy is actually paying this guy money.
Well, you're right, because, as you know, the Navy is very well integrated, and who needs a rabble-rouser like him making a commercial? You're absolutely right. Thank you. All right. There he is, Michael, in the Navy.
Voicing his complaint.
Yes. Hello.
Who gives a shit about Spike Lee's movies? Dude is so...
I was watching the news.
Spike Lee's racist movies
Got the feed from Denver.
Yeah.
that no one even watches.
Captain Jay comes on
Yeah.
and says, Howard Stern.
Yes, we just played it. We heard it.
Yeah.
We heard it.
Stop.
Yeah. Well, hey, and then everyone starts calling me like I made the call. I say, hey, I had nothing to do with it. I can't stop Captain Jenks from doing that.
I know you didn't.
And then Congressman Serrano, who I
He
worship,
was just,
you know what?
he called me.
defending us.
Yeah, he called me upset, and I was like, please.
I want to kick
Yes.
Captain Jenks' ass.
I don't think you're going to be able to.
No, I can't.
Mm.
I know I
You're
can't.
very effeminate.
I'm not effeminate.
Oh, please.
Shut up.
You sound like Andy Dick.
I want to kiss Pepe.
No, I'll come there and I'll kick his ass.
You want
I'll kick his ass.
You like guys, right?
You sound like Andy Dick.
Oh, please.
Oh, please.
You like
I
men.
studied Taekwondo and Jeet Kune Do, Kung Fu, and I'll kick his ass. 'Cause that was the worst thing you could ever have done.
The worst thing to do is go into the school and shoot kids.
Yeah, I think they got him beat a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to say that you did it,
I know.
was that funny? It wasn't even funny.
You're funny.
funny.
You're funny.
No, well, no.
Anal rape is the worst thing.
No, it isn't.
You've never had sex with a man.
No, no.
Oh my god.
No, Howard.
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 32. I've only had sex with women.
Really?
No, never had sex with.
No one has ever told you you sound very effeminate?
No, I'm not effeminate.
You don't have children, do you?
No, I
God,
don't.
I pray you don't. Imagine you're this guy's kid, you'd be all confused. Hi, Dad.
I mean, Mom.
Now go to your room and play with your doll.
Kids, I need you to go away from the TV. About Captain Jenks' phone call.
And I will kick a.
All right, understood.
I will kick his ass.
All right, thank you.
Leave us
Thank
up
you,
to that,
Mark.
too.
Thank you. All right, there's Mark. Wow. Wow. You want to hear this tape of the woman who made love to Larry King?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Melrose Larry's out at the, he's online at the Star Wars line, whatever that is. I guess it's a movie theater.
Yes.
Where exactly are you, Melrose?
I'm right online. Howard, I'm right online with the Star Wars kids outside the Man's Chinese Theater. I got about 15 kids here, and they're all fans of the show.
No, I don't understand something. So you can buy advance tickets?
No, they're waiting for the 19th.
They're waiting. They've been here.
What is today's date?
It's April 21st.
They've been here for 3 weeks already, or 2
That was
weeks.
insane.
Really? How many?
Waiting for that fucking
12 kids with me, and there's
shitty movie.
college kids, all kinds of kids.
Let me speak to somebody who looks like a responsible adult.
All right,
Yep.
who wants to talk to Howard first? Okay, man, hold on 1 second. Hello?
Dude,
Hey, how's it going?
what's your name?
I'm Peter.
Peter.
Yep.
Don't you go to school?
Yeah, I do.
What school?
Cal State University of Notre Dame.
You don't have classes?
I do have classes, actually. I went to one today.
So how do you stand online and then go to classes? Don't you lose your place in line?
Now, the way we do it is we actually have, we all accumulate hours. So, like, basically, the person with the most hours is going to be at the front of the line.
Who controls it?
Yeah, I mean, who's in charge of that? The theater?
No, our group is. We'll have it all planned out like that.
Yeah, but what if, like, some other guys come along and go, who cares about your hours?
Hours calculations.
The other guys that come
Yep.
say that, they got to go right. They got to go right behind us.
Why would they go? Tell Melrose to shut up.
Shut up. My bad, Howard. My bad.
I mean, who can do an interview with him screaming? Look out.
Screaming crazy.
Yeah. So how many hours have you logged so far?
Personally, since April 7th, I've logged near about 120 hours myself.
Jesus Christ.
And the great thing about that actually is that we're actually sponsoring Starlight Children's Foundation, so we're making a lot of money for every hour that we're out here.
Dude, wouldn't it be easier to... I was saying this yesterday. Wouldn't it be easier just to, like, wait for the movie to come out? And so let's say you see it the third day.
We are waiting for the movie to come out.
But I mean, like, why not just see it the third day? You have to be the first one to see it?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, like, aren't you a little embarrassed, I mean, to just, like, keep this hype going? I mean, like, George Lucas spent less time making the movie than you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the charity's what gets us out here as much.
No, bull.
Oh, what do you mean, bull?
I mean, you're out there because you have the Star Wars Fest station. But you know what I would do, man? Why don't you fly down to Florida and watch it the first day? Those theaters will be empty. Nah, that's all right.
That's all right.
It's skeeving me out.
Yeah, you just go to fucking
I
Universal.
don't care.
City Walk.
Let me speak
No one's there in those theaters.
Are you a hot chick?
Allegedly.
Yeah, let me speak to Melrose.
Okay, hold on.
Allegedly.
Howard.
Hey, Hey, Melrose, Captain Jenks wants to yell at you.
Captain Jenks?
Yeah.
He's so desperate for airtime.
No, hold on, I don't want to yell at you, dude. I just want to know what the hell you bad-mouthing me for.
Tom, yesterday, when this event was going on, you make that phony phone call. The gunman had people in the room. People could have died because of your phone call.
Because of my phone call? How do you make that? Yeah, how do you figure that?
Because this event was going broadcast on live TV.
Yeah, but do you think the kids in the school were watching TV?
Of course they were watching.
And even if
TV.
they were, what did my call have to do with it?
Tom, why don't you do something good with your life?
Oh, Melrose, you're standing outside of me.
What a dumb
You're such a
exchange.
desperate guy, man.
You know what? You are so jealous that you didn't do that call, aren't
Jealous what? Jealous that you forge Howard's name in books?
No, that's
jealous
what it
that
is.
you steal money from Crackhead Bob and Kenneth Keith Calabac?
That's what it is.
Jealous?
You're so jealous.
Jealous that I don't pump gas?
Hey,
jealous that I'm not an adopted kid like you? Captain Jack, kiss my ass.
Hey, Melrose.
Howard.
What is it like not to have a life of your own?
Well, there they go. Melrose, it's really sad because,
Tom, you're Tom
Melrose.
Yes, Tom.
I don't understand what your problem was with that call. Why do you think
it's in bad taste?
Well, when is the appropriate time to do those calls?
First of all, the call wasn't
Should I
even funny.
fucking choose?
It wasn't even funny.
It wasn't funny.
Tom Phone making real good calls.
You're right, he does, but that call was funny too.
Tom Phone, who runs my website, which I won't even mention. I don't need to do like that. That's another thing. You're always plugging your stupid website. You're not even a fan of the show, man. You're a fan of Captain Jack. I'm a fan of the show.
Melrose. What do you mean he's not a fan of the show? You
Steal money from Crackhead Bob?
He stole money. Tell him how you stole money from Kenneth Keith.
No, that's not true. Did you steal money from Crackhead Bob? Melrose, you're getting your information secondhand. All right? Where can you get this kind of information firsthand?
You didn't talk to Kenneth Keith on the phone. He'll tell you.
Listen, Melrose, I just don't...
Kenneth Keith, I got his phone number. You want his number off the air, Howard?
No. They can call him. And listen, Melrose, I just don't understand why you're bad-mouthing me.
Because I didn't like your call.
I don't get what... Well, see, I'm saying, how does that have anything to do with... I mean, you laughed at most of the calls. What's wrong with this one?
Because the guy had people in...
I didn't even know that. When I called up, I didn't know this. The main question is, which of these two is the biggest loser?
I'm a lot older. You're a hell of a lot older than me. Tom, you bought me a soda in Cleveland. You're a friend of mine. I remember the soda you bought me in Cleveland.
Get this. Melrose, I just don't understand. What the hell?
You crossed the line.
Well, where's the line, Melrose?
The line is the guy had a gun and he was killing people.
I didn't know.
You say the gunman is Howard Stern and they weren't watching TV.
That's not funny.
A complimentary call.
And you don't think that's funny?
It is funny, but it's in bad taste.
Okay, well, before it wasn't funny. Now it's funny, but it was in bad taste. In bad taste, I can agree with.
It's a terrible taste.
In bad taste, I can agree with.
Let's get back to the Star Wars line, because I'm online with kids from Caltech and hot girls.
No, I don't care about the Star Wars line. Howard, can you play that call again just to piss Melrose off, please? I'll play it again because I started getting calls like I made the Congressman Serrano, who I worship, called me like I made the phone call. A congressman called you and bitched about it? Well, he thought I made the call. I said I have nothing to do with it. Here, I'll play the call. Here it is. This is Captain Jenks on CNN.
Warning in on my segment again, Tom.
During the...
Warning in on my segment, Tom.
Oh, please. His segment.
He expanded your time.
The Swedish Medical Center has an update for us. This is an interview recorded a short time ago for the injured at Swedish Medical Center. Oh, Sarah's on the phone with us. Sarah, can you give us an update on the conditions?
Yes, so far it is 18 people that are critically injured. We don't know much more past that, but we do know one thing. The gunman was Howard Stern. He was shooting up the whole school. It was ridiculous. He was angry because nobody was watching the Saturday night television.
Apparently that was not Sarah Spalding, and someone else is calling in and posing as somebody from one of the hospitals that we've been trying to talk to today. We do know at Swedish Medical Center that we have 4...
Yeah, again, bad taste, yes. Funny, or bad taste, definitely. Funny, yes. Funny call.
It's not funny.
Yes, it is funny.
You're such a loser. You're so desperate.
Howard, do you think that's funny? Well, I'm a fan of phony phone calls, and I never get why people, like, react to them. I mean, like, CNN is so serious, and...
Well, those people almost lost the capacity to talk when they figured they were goofed on.
Yeah, it's funny to watch these anchor people who are so programmed. Like, obviously, that was not the... I mean, there's a funny aspect to it. There's no funny aspect of kids getting shot in Denver. There's nothing funny about that. But I don't know what one thing has to do with the other, quite frankly. Well, you know, when I did this call, Howard, it was very early on. I didn't even know what was going on. They didn't even know if anybody was injured. Right. You know? Well, I mean, but what's the difference? Who cares what you do? I care about the kids in the school. Right.
Yeah, and nobody even cares about these talking heads who make ratings out of these tragedies.
Yeah. But I mean, Melrose, I just don't understand. I mean,
you don't have children. You know what it's like.
Well, do you have
Melrose is sure.
Melrose, you don't have anything.
I don't have life. I don't have children.
You don't even have a life. You don't even have a life. You're talking about good taste. Yeah, Melrose, you're the guy who goes up to all the celebrities and hounds the crap out of them until they let you into events.
OJ has children. You're not worried about his children.
Right. I think it was funny. It was bad taste, yeah, but it was funny also. All right, thanks, guys. All right, Howard. By the way, you can hear the call on my website.
Yeah, your website. Yeah, MelroseLowry.com is much better than CaptainJanks.com. There you go again, Tom. Cipriano.
Howard. Melrose is really a loony guy.
No, Melrose is actually fans of the show that want to talk about Star Wars.
All right, thank you.
You want to talk to more kids, Howard?
No, I think I'm done.
Come on, Howard. One kid.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
You want to talk to a guy who hates Captain Jenks for doing this?
I would love to.
All right, Captain Jenks. Hello? You want to hear this?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get rid of Melrose. Yeah. Go ahead, Nash.
What's going on, Howard?
Hey, man.
Good morning. Yeah. Completely tasteless here. Completely. I heard it live on CNN yesterday, and I'm like, it's Captain James going nuts over there. Want to be on TV.
I just wish everyone would. I got 100,000 phone calls to asking me if I had done it. Okay?
Putting your name in it.
Well.
Putting your name. At least use his own name.
Publicity.
Exactly.
People are not getting this.
Colin, hi. People are not getting this. Look, a misunderstood artist. A misunderstood phony phone call artist. Colin.
He's an artist.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're on the air.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say I think it's great what Captain Jenks did.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, but thank you. Second of all,
I don't know that it's great, but go ahead.
Second of all, I want to know why everyone's making a big deal about these kids getting killed. People get killed every day.
Oh, please.
Oh, no, just wacky.
You really are wacky.
Who's your fan?
He's not alone, James.
James, you found a partner. Sir, I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You know what's weird about, like, when you see a shooting like this? So when I'm coming in, I hear morning radio and stuff, and, like, there's morning guys who are, like, have goofy radio shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And some of them start at 5 o'clock in the morning because they try to, like, get on before me. So.
Right, they're trying to get a head start.
Yeah.
Like a race.
And a lot of them are goofy and stuff. But then, like, when there's a shooting, they all of a sudden get on the air and they get all serious.
They have to lose the goofy voice.
They lose the goofiness, and then the whole audience is calling in and they're having a discussion about why kids kill and stuff. And it was like, oh my God! It's like, how do you go from being the goofy guy to like, 25 children are dead. All right, thank you.
Hey, anybody, by the way, for anybody who's interested, I'm going to be at Garfield's in Swanksville this Friday night, so if you want to come down there and kill me, that's where I'll be.
Really? All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Melrose will show up.
Those two.
I wonder about these allegations, though, of stealing from Crackhead Bob and
Those are the ones I want to get to the bottom of. Yeah. Man. Zena Star, you're on the air.
Hey.
Who is Zena Star? You're a guy?
Zena Star.
Oh, Zena.
Zena Star. Hey, Robin. What's up?
What can we do for you?
All right, well, first I wrote a song about this thing.
Oh, dear.
It sounds like a happy song.
Already?
Yeah, it just came.
Is that something you should be writing about?
Well,
actually,
you ought to let it sink in before you...
Isn't that Pearl Jam song about this kind of like, Jeremy spoken? Was it about Jeremy who killed all the kids in his class?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Pearl Jam beat me to it.
Fred?
What's up? All right.
Go ahead, sing your song.
All right, let's hear your song. I knew there'd be songs.
Well, see, when I did it...
Pearl Jam already beat you to it.
I couldn't hear my voice.
Well, let's hear it.
So, all right, I'll try. I guess I'll try and do it a little later. Okay.
Huh?
Ready?
Just do your dumb song. Already I hate it. World's worst.
507, 5 Station 13, Trench Coat Mafia on the scene. Hands on your head, just full precaution. Better look away before you feel sick and nauseous. What's on your mind? 2 dead suspects. Kids are hysterical, better hit the deck. Guard your grill and your neck.
Sounds like you just copied down whatever they said on the news.
Suicide mission on the neo-hack.
I'm kind of digging this song.
All right, so neo-hack is neo-Nazi.
Uh-huh.
And they were put on a hack.
All right, thank
I didn't want to stop her.
Oh, please. Good Lord.
Well, I'm sure the record companies will be calling.
Yeah, he's pretty talented guy. You're on the air.
Hey, I just want to say I am from Jefferson County, Colorado, and I've had friends today that went to Columbine, and you guys had a few things wrong about the situation, and I didn't know if you could have any answers.
Like what?
But, well, they did actually have bombs on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because you guys were debating about that earlier. But, I mean, these guys were calling in making jokes about this. I mean, this is not a funny situation out here.
Of course not.
No, of course it's not funny. Who thinks it's funny? Who said it was funny?
No, well, you didn't say it was funny, actually, but these guys were calling in, and it's got people out here so worried that every school is closed.
What is this, Bubba Boy?
What?
I'm sorry, this is really funny. Like, all the phony phone callers are really mad at Jenks. It's almost like, when prisoners are mad at the child molester.
Right.
So this King of all rednecks.
That's a good one.
Left this on my voicemail, like, right after it happened yesterday.
Hey, Gary, this is Scott from L.A., King of all rednecks. Hey, listen, today that idiot Jenks made a phony phone call right after all those poor kids got shot and killed. Anyway, he's a complete tasteless piece of shit.
Wow.
And gives anybody who has fun having a phony phone call every now and again a horrible name. Anyway, please do everybody a favor and tell that piece of shit to get a life. And do everybody who loves a good phony phone call and enjoys making one now and again, do us a favor and don't play that shit on the air because the guy's a complete imbecile and it's just a complete classless pile of crap. Feel free to play this to him if he calls in.
You're right. It's like when the prisoners go after the rapist.
It's a strange line.
That's
worse than us.
I had no idea that phony phone callers have a line.
I didn't either because they called through every other tragedy.
I know. bombing in Oklahoma.
World Trade Center bombing.
I don't know. I guess they have a line.
What
these
becomes
guys.
kids, is it?
Maybe kids.
I don't know.
But see, like when I heard about it yesterday, I got a phone call at home from a friend who was upset by it, and he said, "I love the show, but I got to tell you, when it's kids dying, it's not funny." And I said to my friend, "Well, it's not really about the kids dying. It's about people at the news who are so hyped up to get the scoop they don't check anything."
Yeah, I see a difference. I really do. I mean,
yeah, he didn't call the school.
Yeah,
he's not poking fun at the kids.
I think it's like these. I don't know. Those news shows. I don't know.
It's like when
I see a difference actually. I actually do.
You think it went over the line?
No. I'm saying I see a difference. Right. I see a terrible tragedy happening. This is about the people who report on the tragedy.
Right.
This isn't about the tragedy. I don't know. I see a difference, but then again, I'm completely whacked out. I read comic books and watch way too much television.
But I don't know why this particular tragedy is not to be touched.
Yeah, I don't know. But there is a line, I guess. I don't know.
I would like to know what it is, because I called in every other one.
It's like when you make jokes all day about everything. One guy calls up and says, "Wait a minute, I know a midget."
Right. I mean, it's not funny to see kids get killed, but I don't know.
There was a big phony phone call when there was like an airline crash in North Carolina.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, when the building was burning the other day, they were trying to save that guy on the crane, somebody called?
Well, that was one I didn't like. I think that was out of hand. Trenchcoat Mafia. You think they'd be the cool kids in the school, wearing black trench coats and wearing black eye makeup?
Well, see how you got it all wrong?
Yeah. I'm thinking, wow, they must have had something going on.
You've got it all wrong.
So they hated the jocks and they hated the black people.
Yeah, and the jocks used to pick on them.
Oh. Well, they must have been real weasels. They must have really been losers. What?
I guess that's their excuse, right?
I guess.
No, they're dead now.
I got picked on all the time in high school. I never thought to kill anybody.
And also, if you were a loser,
I would have to agree with that.
Right.
If you were a loser, you weren't part of any group. You were just a loser.
Right.
Yeah, these guys organized.
Yeah, they organized and killed everybody. How outrageous. How do you find other losers to kill everyone and kill themselves?
Because I knew kids like this, but mostly they sat in the back of the house and didn't talk to anybody.
Right.
Because they had no friends.
But these guys all united.
Yeah.
And once they were united, they had a
See,
group.
don't let your losers clump. That's the whole point.
See, this is the real Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, shit.
Whenever Revenge of the Nerds is on TV, I watch it. And I even watch Revenge of the Nerds 2 and 3.
Yeah, you watch all the secrets.
Yeah, I like Revenge of the Nerds, but this is the real Revenge of the Nerds. See, this is a movie. If it wasn't real...
This is Heather's.
It is.
Yeah.
Howard, did you have people in high school, do you remember people in high school who sort of fit this bill, who were, like, so weird that everyone knew who they were?
Yeah.
Because I had a girl in my school.
That would be me. I was, just invisible.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get out of high school.
These guys were the known weird.
I had a girl in my school.
But they didn't pull out an automatic weapon and shoot you, though.
You see, there were weirdos in my school, but most of them were just like geeks.
Well, see, I had this girl in my school, right? She was a regular American girl, but she was Buddhist. She was Buddhist.
That's already weird.
And she got up and she told everyone that she would come out and be reincarnated as a cow. So and can I tell you, she was not an attractive girl to boot.
Right.
So
She already looked like a cow.
I remember we had this long block to my high school, and she'd be walking up and down it every day, and people would just drive by, roll down the windows, and go, "Hey, there goes the cow!"
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a miracle she didn't kill everyone.
Right.
Yeah, you see, you gotta, some kids are really pushed to the edge.
Yeah, we had a girl in our school, and it was an all-girls school.
The cow.
Who was a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, that's
And
bad.
that was, we made her life miserable.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who that kid was in my high school.
Well, I know who it was.
We had, geeks and retards. But
They didn't clump together.
No.
Yeah, they were always loners. But we would look at that girl and say, "Hey, you got any of those books on? You got what were they, Awakenings and all those magazines? Did you have to go out and sell your magazines today?"
There was a girl in summer camp who always got picked on. She was fat. She had real white skin, so if she went out in the sun, she got hives. And then all the time she had hives. And she, you go to camp, you get some mosquito bites. She was always covered in mosquito bites.
Like break out.
Yeah, she always had she had to go to the infirmary for 2 days because she had so many mosquito bites. And I don't even understand it. And she was just like a loser.
Yeah.
See, she clumped up with about 2 or 3 other losers. She would have taken it out. I'm telling you the truth. I don't want to mention anything. I think we got our own trench coat mafia right here at work.
We keep them separated, though. They have not organized.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, there's only 45 in the country, so.
It's an army of one, Rob.
Now, what is that? Is there any truth to that there are 45 trench coats?
I have no idea.
Oh, you're talking about that kid who called.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you catch the rumor that they...
Funny how they already have an acronym for their name, though.
Right.
Did you catch the rumor what the significance of yesterday's date was?
Yeah, Hitler's birthday. Yeah, I was out there.
He would have been 101.
Really?
I heard it's 110.
110, something like that.
Hey, you think he would have lived that long, huh?
Yeah, Senior Wentz, you know how old he was?
Yes.
How old? 103.
Hey, I read a report that they're saying in the future, not too far distant future, well, that doesn't make sense, but in the not too distant future, people are going to be living 200 years old.
Well, Johnny's half.
They're already predicting that. Jackie, you're halfway there.
What are we going to do with everybody?
All right, thanks for the call, man.
Sure.
All right, Manny, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, Howard, how you doing? Hey, listen, all those people who call in and say this is a bad taste, they're a bunch of idiots. I swear, all of them. That thing was funnier than hell, and I loved it.
All right, thank you.
Oh my God.
Calling from jail.
Calling from jail? What? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a snack and a drink. BRB. I'm gonna go to a commercial.
With 5 hours of Looney Tunes this Monday. Go to school and then get more on Nick Monday after school right here.
I love love my special cupcakes. Now they have places to go.
I'm gonna go to
The beauty parlor. To a tea party. It's the Cupcake Sundae Vanity. The ice cream sundae hides a vanity inside. A hairdryer, brush, even ribbons. Ready for the tea party cake? Open the tea cake wide. Come to the party inside. Piece of cake, cupcake.
Cupcake Sundae Vanity and Tea Party Cake playsets, each sold separately. Cupcake dolls not included.
It's kid time.
Listen up. Words coming down.
America is watching ABC.
Keep on living.
You will keep on giving.
You're a part of us, America. America's watching ABC.
More cool TV.
On ABC. And America is watching ABC.
This fall.
To the thousands of special effects already found on Sega Genesis, we add one more. The Sonic Boom. Sonic the Hedgehog, now included when you buy a Genesis system.
Loop-de-loop without hurting my knees. And now it's time for chocolate. I really want to have a Hershey's Blaze. Now I'm talking chocolate.
New Dino Pebble cereal with marshmallows. Dino's a real rat, dude. New Dino Pebble cereal. They got his attitude. Marshmallow to Dino's purple, orange, red, green, vanilla flavored cereal.
What a team!
Marshmallow Dino-licious. Dino, stop licking my face. New Dino Pebbles. Marshmallow Dino-licious. Part of this nutritious. Breakfast place. To the Dino.
When the slime geyser erupts, it's time for news you can use from Nick. Monday morning. Yeah. Date 9/9/1991. It's a day to fill your brain at school and get moronic after school. Moronic, that is, with more Looney Tunes than you can shake a stick at. Whatever that means. Actually, it means 5 hours of Bugs, Daffy, Porky, Yosemite Sam, and the rest of them after school today.
Ooh, wow, look at this big magical changes. New small little miss. We little miss. Mine wants to be a ballerina. Now watch her change. Eyeshadow, lipstick too. Ribbons on each ballet shoe. Magical. Beautiful. Ooh, wow. My wee little miss is a sleepyhead. She's awake now. Wow. Ooh, wow, wee little miss. Wee little miss dolls change with warm and icy water. You can collect them all. Each sold separately, new from Mattel. I want to be on NBC.
I want to be on NBC. And you'll be with Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky, and Michael Jordan, the Pro Stars.
Low nose cartoon.
I want to be on NBC. Be with movie superstar Macaulay Culkin as Wish Kid. Yogi Bear and his all-new Yo Yogi cartoons. And the coolest cats in a litter box from beyond.
Space Cat.
Saturday mornings this fall. If you want to be with the best cartoons, just say, I want to be on NBC.
NBC.
High above the jungle, swinging from trees, I am Coco with my Coco Krispies. If I'm not careful, I end up in a bind. With some big ape trying to take what's mine. But I'm too clever, I'm much too quick. I can make anyone fall for my tricks, oh yeah. Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies are such a chocolatey and delicious part of this complete breakfast. Even the milk turns chocolate. With every bite so chocolatey. Oh, everybody wants my Cocoa Krispies.
Watch me trick Fred out of his Cocoa Pebbles. What happened, Coco? What's wrong? I can't keep fighting crime unless I get something super chocolatey. You need my delicious Cocoa Pebbles. Truly super chocolatey. Barney, my pebbles. Guess it's time to bowl. Post Cocoa Pebble cereal, part of this nutritious breakfast.
This is the story of two houses. 4 years ago, the Taylor house was painted. In the same year, the Baker house had beautiful vinyl siding from Sears installed. Today, the Taylor house is peeling and cracking again. But the Baker House, with vinyl siding from Sears, looks as good as the day it was installed.
If you want to enhance the beauty of your entire home, or if you have a brick home with just hard-to-paint eaves and overhangs, do it right with maintenance-free vinyl siding from Sears.
And do it now, because you can save $500 and make no payments until March 1992 if you act now.
So if you want your home to look fresh and new year after year and enjoy big savings, don't pick up a paintbrush, pick up a phone and call for your free estimate now.
Call 1-800-492-8300 now for your free in-home estimate on Sears installed siding. Save $500 and make no payments until March of 1992. Call 1-800-492-8300.
We made a film for Nickelodeon. And we taught our hands to act. Lights, camera, action. I'm Bob. I'm Tiffany, and I love dressing in makeup, but I hate dogs. That. I'm Evan, and I love Nickelodeon.
When the slime geyser erupts, it's time for news you can use from Nick. No school yet in New York City. Not till tomorrow. Public school, anyway. And anyway, whatever school you're at, it can be taken over. Taken over by Clarissa, Mark Summers, Mr. Wizard, and leading the pack, Hulk Hogan. If you win, the Nick takes over your school sweepstakes. Look for details on how to enter right here on Nick.
The following message was filmed 2 days before the death of Danny Thomas. It is being aired with his family's permission.
There are some words a child should never learn.
I have rhabdomyosarcoma.
When they did the biopsy, they said that we're 99% sure it was osteosarcoma.
I have acute lymphocytic leukemia.
These are the words of children with cancer. They're in a race against time, and even at their age, they know it. There's reason for hope at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, one of the world's foremost centers for research and treatment of childhood diseases.
Hi, I'm Danny Thomas. The valuable work at St. Jude is saving so many lives, and with your help, we can save even more. By contributing just $16 a month, you can become a St. Jude Partner in Hope and help a child through their treatments, or help a parent travel to St. Jude to be with their child. You know, St. Jude has made a remarkable promise to these children and their families. Absolutely no one will be turned away for their inability to pay. So we urgently need your help to keep that promise. So help us with your tax-deductible contribution of just $16 a month. That's only 53 cents a day. As a monthly donor, you'll receive regular updates on the children you'll be helping. Or if you prefer to make a one-time contribution, please give as much as you can. But call this number now. Your contribution is needed immediately.
Everybody needs to keep a positive attitude, because that's basically what brings you through this.
Please help some little one recover before she too has to learn the frightening language of cancer.
Please call this number now. You can even charge your gift and help keep cancer from claiming any more young lives.
It seems Wendell has eaten Cinnamon Toast Crunch supplies everywhere.
Except here, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Warehouse!
Irresistible!
Hurry!
I gotta have that blast of cinnamon and sugar.
You just can't resist Cinnamon Toast Crunch, can you?
The crunchy part of this complete breakfast.
See, Wendell? There's enough for everybody.
Even me.
Now, on Nickelodeon News Flash, kids are attempting to build time machines so they can race through the week and go straight to Sunday, where they'll find Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy, Nickelodeon's new cartoons. Is it worth altering the fabric of reality to see Nickelodeon's new cartoons now? You bet your Bunsen burner it is. Until kid scientists perfect the pursuit of time travel, you'll have to wait for Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy, Nicktoons, calculated to arrive every Sunday starting at 10, 9 Central, only on Nickelodeon.
Here's how to play Nickelodeon Slime Time game. Watch Nickelodeon's O-Zone all this week. The kids we call will call the shots live on national TV. You've got 3 chances to make a match and win a color TV, VCR, Sega Genesis 16-bit video game system, and Sonic the Hedgehog cartridge. Only on Nickelodeon Slime Time game. All this week in the O-Zone. Brought to you by Sega Genesis and the place where only kids win.
Nickelodeon!
What's Terry's big secret? Once Lester finds out, the whole world will know. Don't miss the season premiere of True Colors. Then, the new teacher is a schoolboy's dream.
Could I see you in my classroom first thing in the morning?
And this Sunday...
You wanted to see me, Miss Mason?
Parker, yes. Come in.
Look who's staying after school. What happens next? Find out on Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Right after True Colors, all new episodes Sunday.
When the slime geyser erupts, it's time for news you can use from Nick. The Pete's are back. Back to save the summer in their all-new half-hour special, What We Did on Our Summer Vacation. The Pete's, Ellen, Hardy, the strongest man in the world, and Michael Stipe of REM and Kate Pearson of the B-52s, too. What We Did on Our Summer Vacation. Tonight at 8, 7 Central on Nick at Night.
Hit it!
This fall! Listen up! Words coming down.
America is watching.
Make way for an exciting superhero!
I am Darkwing Duck.
Crime fighting has never been this much fun.
Let's get dangerous.
It's Darkwing Duck! Then, if you dare, there's adventure out there. In a world where dinosaurs rule. Enter the land of the lost. This fall on ABC.
TV!
Yogi Bear's coming up.
I'm smarter than the average bear. Yeah.
Next on Nickelodeon.
Introducing the next generation from Nintendo. New Super Mario World. Created especially for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a bit more exciting, a bit more challenging, a bit more graphic, a bit more colorful, a bit more realistic, a bit more levels, a bit more secret, a bit more enemies, a bit more friends, a bit more sound, a bit hotter, a bit cooler, a bit weird, a bit more revolutionary, a bit more Mario, a bit more of what you want. It's 16-bit, and it's yours only if you get new Super Nintendo. Now you're playing with power, superpower.
Spent 1,000 hours on my do-re-mis. Multiplied X and Y by 3s. And now it's time for chocolates. I really wanna have a Hershey's Breeze. Now I'm talking chocolates. Even survive my Aunt Louise. I really wanna have a Hershey's Breeze. Now I'm talking chocolates. When you say Hershey's, you're talking chocolates.
We made this film for Nickelodeon. We all did different jobs, and when we put it together, it looked like this.
Oh, no, I'm back. I got some chips.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm holding for Howard.
Yeah, you're on.
Howard?
Yo.
Hey, man. Some of those girls were hot. They're holding their arms over their head and the boobs were bouncing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's looking at the
girls
girls running out of the school.
Wow.
You were watching it and you were...
There was one girl, man. I don't think she had undergarments on. She was flopping.
Guys, man, watch the reports and get excited. Yo, beat it, guys.
That's Java.
Thank you. That's terrible. Now you've gone over the line.
Sorry, man.
Thank you. Oh, man. You want to hear the Larry King tape?
Yes.
I mean, I know we're talking about this Denver shooting and stuff, but...
You know, what can we do?
How much can you talk about it? What are you going to say? It's a horrible thing, you know. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Trenchcoat Mafia. I like the name. I got to give him that.
TCM.
Trenchcoat Mafia. I would name a band that. And I'm sure now there's 50 bands with that. But other than that, it's pretty
think they could part
horrible.
that into getting women and being popular?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if I was cool enough in high school to wear black trench coats and wear black eye makeup and spiked hair, I might have, like, some chicks dig that. They must have been real geeks. I want to see pictures of them. Because that is a look. I had no look. Because my mom wouldn't let me wear jeans to high school.
Your mom was still buying your clothes.
Yeah, well, my mom said, you are forbidden to wear jeans. Every kid wore jeans. I had to wear, she let me wear chinos.
Only geeks didn't wear jeans.
Yeah, I had chinos and loafers.
Yeah, you really stood out.
I was such a douchebag. I was the most incredibly big douchebag, and I was big. So my head stuck out like a giraffe.
You needed to look like everybody else, at least clothing-wise.
Yeah, there were a couple of nasty years in there. There were a couple of years there where I just assumed forget. You know? I just remember going to school thinking, you know, my ass is fat, I'm wearing these chinos.
Your ass have been fat. You wear string beads.
I just felt like my ass was fat. That's good. Lucky I wasn't armed. Believe me.
But you would have shot yourself
Yeah.
in the foot.
In my trench coat.
You
I
get
didn't.
it all wrapped up.
I didn't even have a trench coat. Like these kids at least had trench coats and black eye makeup.
They had done everything and nothing helped.
Did you have a weirdo in your high school? Did you have like a group of weirdos? Like Gary had a weirdo, but I knew a
There was
girl.
lots of them, but like I said, they were isolated. You know, like maybe 3 or 5, depending on what the cutoff for how weird, you know.
I had a girl in...
You know what they said about this school? One of the kids said it was a very cliquey high school, which is, you know,
what is
a
it?
breeding ground. You know, but when they're extremely... This was like extreme cliques.
They should call high school click school. I shouldn't even...
Yeah, because people clump.
We had a girl who made out her... she made in her pants at her desk. But
that happened to us once.
In high school?
In high
No, this was elementary school.
Oh, yeah. Everybody had those.
Yeah, but she was tagged for the rest of her life.
Oh, we had a girl who made a huge puddle during a spelling test. I never
That's awful.
Like, how did that happen?
I swear to God, we're sitting there doing a spelling test. I'll never forget it. And all of a sudden, unmistakable sound of dripping. And next to me, and there was a puddle, I swear to you, 3 feet in diameter.
You
and
have
we
Reagan
started
from The
giggling.
Exorcist.
And the teacher said, Mary, what do you think? Why didn't you raise your hand? And she said,
humiliated.
I thought you'd get mad at me. And I'm thinking,
Well, this is-
you're not going to get gold star for peeing yourself.
All I know is, like, what, they're all the same. You know why they're all the same? They never say anything. They just sit there with the pee.
It just happens.
It happens, but then they don't go, excuse me, there's an accident. They just hope no one will notice.
Right. And the teacher says something, and then they get up silently. The janitor comes in
No,
and puts
the
that
only
crap
time
on
that
the
happened in
floor.
our school, like the teacher would get tired of everybody raising their hand, and she'd cut off. No more going to the bathroom.
Well, then you make a number 2 on the floor. Then you make a number 2 on the floor, just a spider.
I can't believe you guys are talking about this because I was just thinking about this yesterday. I won't say the guy's name, but there was a guy in my junior high school when we were in 7th grade. He was like the biggest guy.
Yeah.
You know, we used to go out and play sports, and we'd throw the football around, and nobody could bring him down or anything.
Yeah.
And then one day we're just sitting there, there's this big puddle under his chair, and nothing was said. Like the guy never said anything.
Yeah.
And the teacher
They never say anything.
The teacher sent him to the nurse.
Right.
The janitor comes in with a mop, and we pretended it didn't happen.
Right. And nobody ever said anything.
You wouldn't, because the guy was so big he did crap.
Well, he can handle himself. There's some real misfits who do this. You know.
Oh, I mean, when this happened to this girl, she cried her eyes out.
Right,
She didn't say anything.
Yeah, school's no place for misfits, boy.
No.
I'll tell you that, man. It is the survival of the
You don't want to
fittest.
stick out.
It's the closest thing to prison that I can think of.
Howard, do you remember the guys that used to show up to gym class with black socks?
Yeah.
You know, guys that didn't have their uniform?
Geeks.
You totally
Well, do you think these kids were geeks or were they worse than geeks? At least geeks have like a
Well,
brain.
they said they were like writers, like in creative writing class.
Yeah, they were smart.
Papers about killing people, but they were good papers.
Yeah, the guy said, they were really into creative writing, these guys. Like maybe Dungeon and Dragon dudes, you know? And he said they're really into creative, writing, but all of their writing were about chasing people in the woods and killing them. But what do you some kids are just weird. You tell them to let their fantasies come out.
Casey tells us that he used to write that kind of stuff.
Oh, boy.
Well, I think Casey's ready for the trench coat mafia. What did he write? What did Casey write?
In 1st grade, he wrote he said it was a violent paper about hurting people. That was just him being funny, but they made him go see the school shrink.
Yeah. Just being funny. Yeah.
But they say these kids wore swastikas and everything. They can't wear a Marilyn Manson T-shirt to school. They can wear swastikas?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they pulled that off.
I mean, that's.
So what's the status at the school now? I mean, have the police been able to go in, or are they still having hidden bombs?
Squad. I don't know if the bomb squad is finished yet or not.
Because they got dogs who can sniff out those bombs. That's what those dogs are for.
But they couldn't get in before the bombs were detected.
There's probably so many dead bodies. They have to figure out who got shot where and how. And
Yeah, you got to take photographs and all that stuff before you can even move anything.
What is it, Steve? Yeah, Steve. No, Steve. Guess he's gone. Here's some kids who said they were in the school when it happened. Hey, John.
Yeah.
Yo.
How's it going?
All right.
This is Howard?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I lived like a mile and a half from the school, man. I had a couple friends that were there, and I talked to them yesterday.
What'd they say?
They said that it was just a bunch of chaos, shooting, and...
Boy, a bunch of good-looking girls go to that school. That guy was right. The guy who called in, he was a little too excited, but there was like really good-looking girls running out of there with their hands over their heads.
Yeah, I think the bomb teams are still working.
Did those kids try to have sex with any of the good-looking girls? They didn't even do that. At least if you're going to go kill yourself and kill all the kids, like, why wouldn't you have some sex?
Yeah, I would think that I would want some sex.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to kill some people, I'd take them out with some sex.
I guess they were getting a rush from what they were doing.
They said when these guys are really against the good-looking girls because the good-looking girls wouldn't pay attention to them. And like the good-looking girls would be begging them to live, and they go, "You don't have to beg because you're going to be dead in a minute."
Yeah, don't cry because you're
don't cry.
Yeah. See that one little blurb is like there was some girl she was trying to hide under the table, and he came up behind her and goes peekaboo and puts a gun right up to her neck.
Yeah, one guy was saying that a girl was running down the hall and her head popped open. Because she just got shot.
Wow.
Some people thought they were paintballs at first.
Right. Yeah, they thought it was paintballs.
Yeah, or smoke bombs, any kind of thing. They didn't think it was real.
Sometimes these kids usually go after the teachers, too. They didn't go after any teachers?
Well, they say some teachers are
targeted,
too.
Yeah.
They weren't necessarily targeted because there was a lot of random shooting as well.
One teacher got shot once on each shoulder.
I had some real mean teachers. I'm lucky I didn't go off. I had this one teacher who used to call me a dirty, filthy hippie. Because I had real long hair.
A guy?
I'm
Yeah.
long hair myself.
And he liked all the jocks. This is really odd because it's the same as this.
Yeah.
And he used to say to me and my friend Jack, we used to sit in the class. This guy Jack Davidoff knows what I'm talking about. And we used to sit in the class and he'd go, Stern, you a dirty, filthy hippie. He wasn't even from the South, but he talked like he
Was there a lot of kids? And you never told anybody that the teacher was referring to you that way?
I had just gotten out of Roosevelt. Do you think I cared? That was a picnic. It was at least a white guy who wasn't beating me up. This was a picnic to me. This didn't even bother me after a while.
Man.
And I had a psychology teacher. They started a psychology class, and she said, why don't you talk in class? What's wrong with you? And I was just like, you know what? I'm traumatized, you idiot. I just came out of Vietnam. What's the matter with you? I'm shell-shocked. I just grew up in a black community, got my ass kicked every day. Just leave me be. She told me she was going to flunk me because I wouldn't talk. And then I got some other teacher calling me a dirty, filthy hippie. You go, you dirty, filthy hippies think you're so smart, but you don't know anything. And then you give all the jocks straight A's. You give them an A in the class just because they were on the football team.
Well, if they didn't get a passing grade, they couldn't play.
Yeah, I know. You know, I had to study.
Is this like health class or something?
No, social stuff, something, I don't know, science or social stuff. I don't
You didn't
know.
even know what his class was. No wonder.
Well, I was so drugged and sedated. No wonder they thought I was a dirty, filthy hippie. I was.
That's why it didn't have any effect. You were already immune.
And then they call my mother and they say to her, you know, your son is almost comatose in all these classes. And she go, not my son. You don't know my boy. Because by the time
She was a good mother.
I come home and be sober by the time I got home.
Don't listen to the signs.
At home, I was fine.
I would like to hear from the parents of these kids. What did they say?
That's going to be the fun.
Woo!
He was a good boy.
Because, you know, what everybody says is what parents could have a kid with an arsenal?
Yeah.
Like these kids had, you know, like they had major artillery, they had major...
Yeah, but I understand that, because my parents had I had tons of pot and porno stag films in my house. They didn't even know what was going on.
Go under the bed. Where do you put all
Didn't his mother have to wash the clothes with the swastikas on them?
It's true. Where do you hide guns?
Yeah. And ammo and bombs.
Yeah, my mom might have found those.
Bomb-making material.
See, I would hit him in my sister's doll case. That's why I hid all my cigars and marijuana. I did. You know what happened, man? My sister was much older than me, and she'd stop playing with her dolls.
So nobody was going there.
So she had this big, beautiful doll in a special case with black hair. And I used it it was my stash drawer. But whenever I'd open up the doll, it stunk from tobacco and marijuana.
Oh, my goodness. Poor doll.
So one day we're down in the basement. My dad's had a tool, like a workbench. My sister goes, you know, where's that doll?
Where's my doll?
I was going to kick her right in her ass.
Oh, stop it. She didn't know.
I know, but...
Trying to rat you out.
Well, my dad was a cigar smoker, so like I used to have a whole stash of cigars. I used to take him. He had a humidor. My dad had a humidor. We lived in an all-black community. We had no money. He's like, he had a humidor. So I used to take a nice cigar. And
How did your dad get to be this way?
And I'd be so tense after school from all the black kids that I would like to smoke a nice cigar in the basement and relax.
He was so into certain things.
Yeah. So I'd be smoking a cigar to relax. Thank God he had cigars. He says, well, I don't know what I would have done to calm down.
Now, wait a minute.
So I would be, what?
You're smoking a cigar in the bed? That stinks.
Yeah, so I'm smoking a cigar. Yeah, but like, they were out of the house or something. Or I'd smoke outside. And then they come home. And like one time they came home early. So I take the cigar and I put it in the toilet. And I flush it.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like
won't go down?
Like the turd that won't go away. My mom saw a cigar and she goes, what's this cigar doing there? I go, I don't know. Dad must have. Your father doesn't drive cigars. And I go, I don't know.
All this time.
Deny. Hey, OJ did it.
What cigar?
You didn't know OJ at the time.
It happened.
There was a man, and he came up behind me and he dropped the cigar in the toilet.
He tried to kidnap me.
And
I got his license plate.
And then I bit him on the head.
Yeah. What do you mean young OJ gets caught smoking a cigar by his mother? I didn't do it.
And we wrestled for a while.
And then I bit him.
I bit him. I think he was a cop. He looked like a cop. He looks like an off-duty cop. Oh, man.
Why would I make it up?
Because you're insane.
And then I chased him.
But you know, OJ sitting home going, why did I make that up?
No, he's going, why don't they believe me?
He's all incensed again.
They're so good.
Wow, they believe me.
You climbed up this big vine.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah, Howard.
Yo.
How's it going? I was in 8th grade. We used to write a lot of sick essays like Casey was talking about.
Yeah.
And my English teacher one time kept me and one of my friends after class and had us up by the board writing different ways to kill yourself. And we the next week, and the next Monday we came back to work, back to school. The guy killed himself that weekend the way we told him to.
Wow.
Because he was going blind, so he wanted to kill himself. He didn't know how to do it.
So he had you guys write down how to kill yourself and then killed himself.
He did it.
Yeah, we like to get, he had us write down, it was like he was teaching class, we had to write down a list of all the different ways to kill yourself.
So how did he kill himself?
He shot himself in the chest. We said shoot himself in the head, but he shot himself in the chest, so he didn't listen well.
Yeah, he doesn't, for a teacher, he doesn't listen.
No. We had to teach him.
And whose idea?
Take instructions.
And he doesn't take instructions. And whose idea was it to shoot himself? Was it yours?
Well, me and my friend, we rolled all different ways. Jump off a building, and
you got to be curious when your teacher asks you to write down on a board ways to kill yourself.
Oh yeah, we've been going. We always wrote those really sick kind of essays, so we didn't think any big deal. We were just like, hey, we were goofing, But then this guy takes it and goes home and whacks himself with it. So thanks to him.
Cool, thanks.
Right.
Wow. Hey, coming soon to the show, Dwight Gooden, Governor Jesse Ventura, Reggie Jackson, Friday, Julia Roberts, and tomorrow, a man who sells used panties on the internet. And today, we have here, used panties. I'm going to get to the Larry King tape in a second, the woman who slept with Larry King. Pumpkin and Kelly?
That's my cat.
Oh, for crying out loud. How does he? I don't even know that. Pumpkin and Kelly. I can't believe you have a cat named Pumpkin.
He's orange.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right.
Very original. I didn't name him. I inherited that name.
Right. What is it, Rob? Hi, Rob.
Yeah, I got a question. I got a question and answer for you.
You have a question, then you're going to give the answer. All right.
All right. Now, listen, I think you're being a real hutch today because I think you're being a real...
Howard's so funny.
All right. Now, I got to say something, though. I think you're being a real hutch today because...
Original. I didn't name him. I inherited that name.
What is it, Rob? Hi, Rob.
Yeah, I got a question. I got a question and answer for you.
You have a question, then you're going to give the answer. All right, good. My job is done.
No, I got to say something, though. I think you're being a real hutch today because I just have a strong suspicion that if the trench coat mafia was black, that you'd be blasting them a little bit more than you are now, and they wouldn't be so cool or so happening.
I didn't say they were cool or happening. Don't you put words in my mouth, you punk.
Listen, you said the name.
You're absolutely... I said in high school, I wish I had a look where I wore trench coats. I didn't even have that going for me. I said, it sounds like that they had some sort of cool group going. Maybe they could have been accepted.
But if they were
There's
black,
a big difference.
If they were black, they would have been animals.
Oh, get out of here. I never called anybody an animal.
Central Park, you called them an animal.
All right, one time I called people an animal because they were traveling around in a pack.
All right,
listen, so if it'll make you happy, these kids are animals. Are you happy now? You satisfied?
Yeah.
Stop trying to paint me as a racist.
No, I'm not. Listen,
I'll do that myself.
No, I know you're not. Listen,
Thank you.
I've been listening for a long time. I said, I just want the listeners to know. You know, they just have to be aware of who you are. That's all.
I see.
You're not a racist.
I'm not.
You grew up in Roosevelt, and a couple of black guys, pushed you around.
I've been beaten up by white people too.
Yeah, but
I've been beaten up by the best of them. I was beaten up by four white guys with chains.
You talk about the black guys beating you up more.
Oh, I do not. You're absolutely wrong.
The black guys only beat him up once.
I had more beatings by black men than I did white men, but that doesn't mean I hold any in that I think one group is better than the other.
I got a suggestion for solving all these kids shooting up all this nonsense going on. The easiest way to resolve this issue, I hope everybody's listening, is by implementing uniforms like Catholic schools. Nationwide.
That'll work. Thank you.
Gotta have it.
Right. Back to the old standard. Uniforms, rather.
The clothes are making them kill?
In a sense, yes. People are putting on costumes and becoming a character. You would think going to high school in Denver would be kind of like mellow.
You know, it's not as tranquil out there as you think.
I know, in the hinterlands.
Yeah.
I figured this.
Talks about, I went away up to here to get away from crime, and then some major crime happens.
I mean, the high schools here you have an occasional stabbing, but no mass murdering.
Yeah,
mass murdering is mostly.
We got the metal detectors.
They
get a lot of the weapons.
Yeah, why don't they put metal detectors in schools? You think the last place you need it is Denver?
Look, I don't think I could go to a school if there was a metal detector at the door. I can't go anywhere else if there's a metal detector.
I know.
I wouldn't get an education today.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I don't want to be locked in with people who might be carrying weapons.
Wow. What is it, Captain Jenks?
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Here's a lot of fallout from this. I just went to the store to get a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And I get out of my car and I'm walking into the store and some guy gets out of his car and he recognizes me. He walks towards me, pointing his finger at me, and he gets up to me and he pushes me against the wall. There was a cop in the parking lot, so the cop broke it up. But the guy was flipping out because of the call I made.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, can I move in your basement for a couple days?
A lot of people come down.
You gotta suffer for your art.
Damn right, Robin, and I am too.
Wait, here's the call he made. Wait, hold on. I can do this. Hold on.
I'm not doing any more calls for a while.
This is an interview recorded a short time ago. 4 of the injured are at Swedish Medical Center.
You might have gone too far.
On the phone with us. Sarah, can you give us an update on the conditions?
Yes, so far it is 18 people that are critically injured. We don't know much more past that, but we do know one thing. The gunman was Howard Stern. He was shooting up the whole school. It was ridiculous. He was angry because nobody was watching his Saturday night television.
Apparently that was not Sarah Spalding, and someone else is calling in and... posing as somebody from one of the hospitals that we've been trying to talk to today. We do know at Swedish...
So you got your ass kicked, huh?
No, he didn't beat me up. He just pushed me, and, the cop stopped before it got too out of hand. But this call actually moved people into violence,
Man, you better lay low for a while.
Yeah,
People are so dumb.
For a couple weeks.
Okay. Well, there you go. They finally pressured him out of it.
No, they didn't pressure me out of it. I'm just going to have to go hide out for a little while so I don't get beat up.
All right, Captain Jax. Bye-bye. Captain Jax. Go to Fred's house. No one will find you there.
He's going to stand up for what he believes in.
Yeah, go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, great show. It's kind of funny whether you or Robin are talking about somebody or some quirk in somebody, and it never fails. All of a sudden, here comes Gary waddling in. Hey, Howard, I was just thinking about that. I went to school with some guy that did the same thing. Everybody you talk about, Gary knows or went to school with, or all the time he comes waddling in and goes, I just thought of that. I went to school with a guy who did the same thing, no matter who you're talking about.
Well, I don't know.
When I take over your dad, I don't waddle anymore.
Yeah, and also, I thought you had an interesting comment. I got to say...
Everybody in
Waddle.
Everybody you talk about, Gary knows.
Well,
somebody.
Gary has an incredible memory, actually.
I mean, if you say that, your Cub Scout leader did something, well, both.
Cub Scout leader raped 17 people.
I do remember a lot of my experiences. I'm not making them up.
Right, I know.
You're totally making them up.
No, he's not.
You're totally making them up, Howard. You know what? You know how I know I'm not making them up? Because there's a lot of stories I've told him off the air that fit into that category.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Howard, a week from now, make up a story so unbelievable. And I guarantee Gary will walk in and go, hey, Howard, I went to school with this guy, and...
I'm surprised more teachers don't blow up kids. Because the teachers get all frustrated.
Hey, Howard, did you see the review of Stephen Baldwin's movie? Real bad.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, I saw that.
Worst.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
He works. I'll see you.
I know. That's Dickie Bird.
Right. Remember Dickie Bird?
No.
That was the name of my bird when I was a little kid. Yeah, has a good memory. Tomorrow, a man who sells used paintings.
Dickie Bird.
He'll be here, and Friday, Julia Roberts will be here. Dickie Bird.
Director's office. Hello? Yes. Hi. Hello. Yes. I was wondering if you could pull Howard Stern's show off the air, please. This is the Food and Drug Administration. But that's what I always heard, that you can control things. Well, not when it comes to radio. We can control food and drugs and cosmetics and blood. But the FDA has nothing to do. You'd have to call... But Howard, he says bad, awful things on the airwaves. Yes, he does. And he says them about me and my family, and I find it very abusive. You have to call the radio. Sir, please help me with this. I have no control. This is the Food and Drug Administration. He said he was going to go fishing with me, and he whipped me with the rods. And in more awful ways, he stuffed a handful of worms in my face, and he made me eat worms, and he beat me so unmerciful with the rod I had stitches about my face. And I think he should be pulled from me there. Well, you should call the station. But I've done that, and we've had several outings, and it always winds up in a bad, festering argument. And Howard and I roll down the hill, wind up pulling his hair out and slapping each other silly. You see how evil and vicious you're being towards me. I can't do anything about it.
Robin, what's in the news?
Well, of course, the shooting out in Colorado has everybody's attention.
Nothing about me in the paper?
No.
Oh.
You didn't get killed.
Wasn't I the guy responsible for the shooting because enough people weren't watching my show?
Here's the sequence of events. This is a reconstruction of the shooting in Littleton, Colorado.
Oh, by the way, I just want to thank the people are completely bare. All the hair is off my arms now, Robin.
Wow. Really, it fell out.
It all fell out.
I'm so happy for you.
I thought that was a little more important.
Here's the sequence. These times are all in MDT.
MDT? Isn't that a special form of ecstasy that is super potent?
No, that's MDMA.
At 11 a.m., 900 Columbine High School students headed into the cafeteria for lunch. Hit the books in the library or in a classroom. At 11:30, two young men wearing long black trench coats approach the school. They pull out weapons and open fire in the parking lot. They proceed inside to the school cafeteria, shooting as they walk, then upstairs to the library, still shooting. As bullets ricochet throughout the building, scores of students hide in closets, bathrooms, under tables, and chairs. Some students, barricaded behind a heavy door, whisper of their terror over their cellular phones after making calls to relatives.
That's another thing. How come they let cellular phones in school? Like
call 911.
My daughters have cellular phones, which pisses me off.
Well, now everybody's going to say, of course your kid has to have a cellular phone, because when there's a situation like this, they need to be able to call you and tell you they're okay in the melee or the chaos.
Well, I used to always get upset because my daughters have cellular phones, and now, like, every minute, they're like, we're in the car driving to their friend's house, and their friends are calling up, where are you now? You almost here?
Well,
for all this, you understand?
You used to do it.
No, honestly, I never even got to use the phone.
When you first got a cell phone,
No.
you're driving next to Neil,
Well.
calling him and talking to him.
Here's the difference. I pay for it.
But I'm just saying, like the fathers, like the...
No, whatever. But I work for it. And, you know, that wore out quickly.
They're not wearing out.
But, you know, so like the other day, I said, oh, thank God they have a cell phone because I had to call my daughter at school and I didn't know what time to pick her up. I call and I call.
You didn't even get it.
Well, I heard it ringing. It was ringing in her room. She doesn't bring it to school. She goes, Dad, I can't bring that to school because...
People will interrupt her?
Well, she says the kids sit there in class and the phones are ringing like crazy. I said, do the teachers throw the kids out of the class? She goes, yes, sometimes. Sometimes they just take their calls.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you're in the middle of teaching a class and they... Yeah, I never heard of that. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
They call each other sitting next to each other.
Yeah, and rather than pass a note.
Yeah. It's like clueless.
Dozens more were fleeing the building, hiding in bushes, or sprinting to a nearby park. At noon, police SWAT teams find several explosive devices around the school. Ambulances take first wounded students to area hospitals, all of whom managed to run outside. Anguished parents awaiting word on their children gather at a nearby Leawood Elementary School. The SWAT teams began room-to-room sweeps of the high school at 12:30, checking every knapsack and desk. At 2:30, the SWAT teams began freeing students from hiding.
Man, if that was going on in my high school, boy, I'd hide. What I would do is...
Climb into a locker.
I'd hide behind a big, fat, popular chick.
They weren't looking in the lockers.
Oh.
In small groups, the students and teachers ran from the building to a holding area where they were frisked, questioned, offered medical care, and then bused to Leawood Elementary School to be reunited with their parents. At 4 o'clock, a sheriff's spokesman confirms as many as 25 people are dead. They are now lowering that estimate to 15 or 16.
I wonder if like those kids would have killed me in high school because I wasn't popular. So I would have lived, right?
You might have gotten hit by a stray bullet. See, that's part of the problem.
That's my luck.
A combination of students and teachers were among the wounded and dead. Officers searching the library found the bodies of both suspects who apparently died of self-inflicted gunshot wounds. At 4:30, a SWAT team declared the school safe. So that went on for like 4.5 hours. Or 5 hours, actually.
Wow. Those kids will never be the same. I mean, there's no way to get over
when you
that.
hear reports like, yeah, a girl's head blew up in front of my face, or they shot the girl right next to me.
Oh.
At 6:15, authorities found an explosive device in a car in the parking lot, and a sheriff's spokesman said the entire school is regarded as a massive crime scene. The campus was marked off with yards of yellow tape, and all the bodies are still inside.
It is weird that their parents didn't notice there were like tons of explosives in the house.
Yeah, because they said as they were walking through shooting, they had pipe bombs in their hands. They picked up their car, and they had several bombs in the school building.
Because my parents used to go through my room like FBI agents. You would have thought I was in the mob.
Did they talk to their parents yet? I haven't heard a word about any parents.
Get off our lawn!
Man.
Maybe they didn't have parents. Maybe they...
Yeah. Maybe they were raised by wolves.
You know, a lot of times you go, well, the parents are dead too already.
Maybe they were raised by wolves.
The SWAT teams have now finished, but the bomb teams are still looking for more explosives throughout the school. Officials have found bombs in and around the school, including in 2 cars in the parking lots. And long after 2 students went on this deadly rampage, a bomb on a timer blew up last night, but no one was hurt. Officials think the school may be booby-trapped, and the students have said the 2 suspects had pipe bombs with them as they marched through the school.
By the way, Jackie the Joke Man, Westbury Music Fair, April 24th.
Oh, thank you. The bomb
Yes, we can throw that in.
has some slow and tedious work ahead of them and could be there for days, they say. David says they'll be searching the many cars in the parking lot and checking out all the backpacks left behind at the school.
Mm-hmm. What is it, Carla?
Hello?
Yeah, baby.
Hi, Howard. Love your show. Hi, Robin.
Thank you.
Listen, Howard, I don't want you to take offense. I'm just wondering what's happening with you lately. I've been listening to the show for the past few weeks, and it seems like you have no original thoughts when it comes to like a joke or something. You just parrot whatever Robin or Fred or Jackie says. Like, it's your own thought. I'm just wondering, are you exhausted or what's happening with you?
I'm exhausted.
Are you?
Yeah. I wasn't aware that I was doing that. I thought that I had...
You know what'll happen?
I thought I had a few original thoughts of my own, but I guess not.
Here's what'll happen. Like, somebody will say, maybe, like, with the Larry King thing this morning. Like, she had to think about it. You're like, yeah, she had to think about it. I'm like, what the heck is that about?
Sorry, that's the sort of way that I operate. I just thought it would be funny to play. I watched the Larry King tape. I thought I had a good idea to play it, and we were all enjoying it.
The tape was great. I loved it.
Well, that was my idea. So then what do you? So why am I so horrible? You bitch! You bitch on wheels. I'd love to come to your uncreative job, you cow. Oh, Howie, don't get it wrong. Because I agree with Robin, that means I...
Like, whatever they say, like, you'll say it like you came up with it. It's just...
No, it's a way of... Get out of here, you cow. What am I doing on the air after all these years? Oh, fat bitch. Sitting there in her car waiting to be entertained. I wish you'd turn it off and go to another station. That was a good call, John.
Yeah, I put that through.
Give me a second. Oh my god. My glasses fell off. That was too funny. Oh my... Jesus. Howard just fucking... It's that all back. Old Howard. New Howard I still love a lot. Because he's actually completely different. Which is a good thing. He's older Howard now. The younger Howard is pretty crazy. This isn't even like really younger Howard. This is mid-life Howard. Anyway.
I put that through.
That's hard to get that call.
So what? So what if I repeat what Robin says? Maybe it's funny.
So what? We all repeat each other from time to time.
What a dick.
All right, let's listen. Forget her.
All right, forget her.
Here's a the gunman.
Encountered a gunman.
The gunman walking through the Columbine High School in Colorado.
Colorado.
This student faced one of them.
You faced one of them?
Yeah, play number one.
Number one.
Everyone around me got shot, and I begged him for 10 minutes not to shoot me.
Why didn't he shoot her? How did she survive?
Been a very convincing beggar.
Well, because most of the kids, they went up to and just said,
Don't cry, you're gonna die.
You're gonna die soon.
Here's the same girl. She continued, barely able to choke out her words.
Barely able to choke out her words.
They just put the gun in my face and started bleeding everywhere and started laughing, saying that it was all because people were mean to him last year.
Wow.
Here is Lydia. Another student says at first the students didn't take the threat seriously.
They started shouting, "Get down!" All the janitors and stuff, and we all got down and we were just talking. We figured someone's fronting like a squirt gun. That's what I thought, or something like that. And all of a sudden, people start running.
Well, she doesn't seem too broken up about the whole thing.
Yeah, the other one seemed real broken up.
Here's a student, Adam Foss, who acted quickly when he realized what was happening.
After I saw the gunman, I saw a couple shots fired off. Saw a teacher get shot like right in front of me. So like me and three of my buddies just grabbed everybody we could, just threw them into the choir room and barricaded ourselves in there until the SWAT came and got us out.
Dude, I would shave my head and put a dunce cap on. I'd tell these guys I wasn't popular.
That's right, change your look immediately.
Right. I'd go to that nerd look real fast.
Here's one of the paramedics, Craig Gravitz, and he says that this was a ghastly scene inside the school.
But from what I understand of the other part of our crew that actually went inside, you know, all the pictures from inside this school will be on the internet any day now. Oh, yeah. Many of the victims were still at or under their desks in the library area.
And this is Dr. Davis Nida. He's the sports team physician for Columbine High School.
Boy, he's lucky to be alive.
He offers some insight into this whole thing.
6 to 12 students have been members of the Trenchcoat Mafia over about a 3-year period. And they do wear all black. They wear black trench coats, black sunglasses all the time. And to give you an idea of what their philosophy is, in last year's Columbine High School yearbook, they put a quote in that said, "Who says insanity is crazy? Insanity is healthy."
What's wrong with that?
Okay.
See, they sound like the cool kids, don't they? They got black trench coats, they got makeup.
Dark glasses.
Dark glasses. I went to that look for a couple of years.
Here's the sheriff's spokesman, Steve Davis. He says he never heard of the Trenchcoat Mafia.
Trenchcoat Mafia is something that I'm sure not aware of, and I can't find anybody on our department that's heard it before today.
And he further speculates on a possible motive for the shooting.
I haven't heard of any motive. I heard some speculation that the group was that it was in conjunction with the birthday of Adolf Hitler.
Right.
Yeah, Hitler was 100. It would have been 110.
Yeah. What a way to celebrate.
Prayer services were conducted last night in Littleton. Here's a priest who offered a sermon from the pulpit on violence.
Kosovo is in our backyard. It is not someplace far away.
It's right here.
What kind of sermon is that? Kosovo is in our backyard. Yeah. This is hardly Kosovo.
Well, I'm telling you what the priest said. You're going to argue with the tape?
Hitler's 110?
Yes. And here's...
Jackie. He's almost the same age as you.
Funny one.
Hey!
Did you think of that?
No, Robin thought of it and I repeated it.
Here's some of the singing from the service.
All right.
Happy birthday.
Another drop of fool's gold.
Another glass of fool's gold. And I'm under again.
Oops.
Under.
Oh, under. townspeople just broke into that. They're good. Those are townspeople breaking into a song? Holy mackerel. Sign them up.
And President Clinton had this simple message.
I want girls.
Jesus fucking Christ.
People who will be praying for the students, the parents, and the teachers.
I want us all to come together.
And this is Colorado Governor Bill Owens. He says an incident like this hits home with every parent.
A daughter who's 16, who's a high school student, and we just can't imagine what these parents are going through.
I'm against the so-called trench coat mafia. Although, look under my trench coat, you'll find a surprise, little girl.
Whoa, my fucking God.
Beard, who's a Columbine high school student. I guess he knew the guys who were doing the shooting, or the guys in the trench coat mafia.
What's his name?
Andrew Beard.
What number is that?
24. He says the suspected shooters didn't care for certain students at the school.
They talked about how, like, jocks, like how all the football players and all them were, like, by them in a world of their own, thinking that they were on top of everything and nothing mattered to them.
So some people have said they were targeting kids who participated in sports.
Right.
And black people.
Wow. How many black people are in the school?
I don't know, but, you know,
Right.
I have some quotes from some kids who say, you know, a black kid was shot right next to her because
he was black. I can't believe they were racist.
Very funny. Can school shootings be prevented?
No.
Okay, that's the question many educators
Oh, I think you're asking me.
No. In the wake of yesterday's massacre at the school of Colorado,
Of course not. How can you prevent it?
schools increased security in the last year following a spate of school shootings. Some bought metal detectors and installed surveillance cameras. They created profiles of potentially violent students.
Right.
President Clinton even held a White House conference on school violence. It's not clear what policies were followed at the Columbine High School. A spokeswoman for the Colorado Education Association says each school district in the state sets its own policies. Barbara Wheeler, former president of the National School Board Association, says ending the violence will be difficult. She says identifying students who are going to act out is one of the great mysteries. You just can't figure it. Ironically, a meeting about school violence is scheduled today in Rockland.
They made
Police
tapes
school administrators here in New
and
York
said exactly why they
planned
did
this
it.
meeting weeks ago.
There's no mystery.
Emergency plans to handle large-scale school violence. So everybody's getting real serious about this again, because there have been a number of incidents in the last couple of years in
There's nothing you can do.
rural areas.
You know, they can't even stop violence in prisons. They got prison guards there, and these guys still find weapons and stuff and kill each other.
Well, at least you got these guys identified.
Right.
They are violent.
Yeah, and they still find ways of killing each other.
In this case, you don't even know who it's going to be.
I was watching that movie. You know what I have on DVD? You know the movie Bad Boys with Sean Penn?
Yeah.
Isn't that a great movie? Wow. You like that movie, Robin?
Yes, that was one of my favorite movies. First time I really noticed Sean as a dramatic actor.
Who was the other guy, the other gang leader?
S.I. Morales?
S.I. Morales, that's right.
Yeah, he pronounces his first name.
S.I. Morales. Big fan. Yeah, that's cool. It's like Sean Penn's like this real bad kid. He goes to jail. And then S.I. Morales, and he kills the brother's, he kills that guy's brother and stuff. That's cool. But then they make these little weapons in prison. They can take like a piece of garbage and make like a rifle out of it. Oh. I'm like, these guys are so bright. Why aren't they just like...
Yeah, they should really be in business. They shouldn't be in jail.
A lot of criminals are very intelligent people.
Well, I always say, you know, who would ever think of stealing copper wire? And you can make money out of that.
I know.
Criminals know that. Or stealing airbags. Who thinks of these things?
Yeah, there's this black guy in the movie. He just takes a nail, and next thing you know, he makes a bow and arrow. He was like the George Washington Carver of jail. He made like a gun out of peanut shells.
And news about the Colorado shooting has gone around the world.
How about when Sean Penn puts those cans in a pillowcase, and he beats the hell out of those two guys?
Yeah. You would have never thought of that.
Oh, no. You ever see this movie? I'll bring it in for you. It's great.
Very intense.
Ouch. Good stuff.
What are they saying about us around the world, Howard? How sick is the Gun Society of America?
Oh, that hurts. Oh, no.
Than a Japanese dance.
What did they say? Use your fingers.
One education expert warns the same thing could happen in Japan.
What if they talk about the good things like Jackie the Jokeman?
A Singapore tabloid screamed school bloodbath. The TV news there carried it second after a story about Indonesia. The shooting rampage was the top world news story in Hong Kong and New Delhi, among other places. And in Australia, Prime Minister John Howard called it an appalling event of terrorism.
Appalling event of terrorism.
Yeah. Oh, stop. You're repeating.
Oh, it took me a second to get on.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. Music producer Marion Suge Knight played a prominent role in the ambush slaying of rapper Notorious B.I.G. The Los Angeles Times says police aren't revealing what evidence they have linking Knight to the killing. No charges have been filed against Knight, who is in jail in connection with the 1992 attack on 2 rappers in a Hollywood recording studio. The paper says police have searched the offices of Death Row Records, which Knight founded, and built into one of the country's hottest rap labels.
Right.
Police sources tell The Times the shooting of Notorious B.I.G. was apparently payback for problems between his producer, Bad Boys Entertainment, and Knight's label.
Very complicated.
Police also say Knight blames people at Bad Boy for the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur, though a link has never been proven. So, I guess it was an East Coast, West Coast thing. Death of Notorious B.I.G.
Of course it was. Everybody in the community knows that.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I just don't know which community. The commercial called in and said that Rosie O'Donnell was crying on her show.
Oh.
So I said to Casey, quick, get the TV on. I want to watch that. 15 minutes later, they figured out how to get to Channel 7. Couldn't work the TV.
It was your idea to hire him.
And then Baba Booey comes in. No communication with each other.
So he doesn't even know what channel to go to?
No.
It's already late.
My bad. Yeah. I need a whole staff just to turn on the television.
Why is it so complicated?
I don't know. What went wrong?
Just in my defense, the batteries were dead.
Whatever.
Yeah. And his defense. Okay.
Here's Big Dog, Robin.
Okay.
Hey, Big Dog.
Yeah, what's the deal? What's up?
Yo, what's up?
What the deal?
Gonna let it be known?
Hey, what posse are you with?
Huh?
What posse are you with?
You know the rules.
Who you represent?
Huh?
Who you represent?
Brooklyn.
Boy.
Aye. So, I want you to let me know in the air, man, how these white dudes is more savages than we are, man.
Brooklyn, top of the food chain.
Up in the field, like.
Yeah. Terminator. Brooklyn, top of the food chain.
He's from the East, baby. East New York.
Right.
So listen. The house.
Yeah.
You notice how these dudes, this kid in Kentucky, how he shot all his classmates during prayer?
Denver.
Yeah. Nah, Kentucky was a few months ago.
Kentucky during the school prayer shooting.
Thank you, Robin. See, Howard ain't up on it. All right, then you got Jeffrey Dahmer eating these cannibals. You know what I mean? The cannibals eating all these other people. Now you got these 2 crackers out in Denver, bodying 25 kids. Don't you notice?
What about the guy in the Long Island Railroad?
Oh, please. This is a stupid conversation.
Hey, I'm into that.
I
What about Ferguson, dude?
Exactly. But you
Come on, Berg Dog.
All right, listen. You were making a voice about Suge Knight about the East Coast West Coast thing. That's black.
I didn't say anything. Big Dog.
Fair enough. No, you put on the black voice, and you try to mock black.
Oh, get at him. I'm mocking anybody. You're nuts.
What I'm saying is, can you let me know how the white people are savages too?
Well, of course they're savages.
Everybody's a savage. It's not a race thing.
L.A. riots, as savage as you get.
Exactly. But then you got Hitler.
Hitler, very savage.
He's white.
No, he's not.
Hitler wasn't white.
Hitler was black. Why don't you read your history book?
Yo, Howard, what about the guy who cut off the little boy's genitals and ate them?
He was black. Oh, get out of here. This is a silly conversation.
Can we go on?
No. Are we still talking about Denver?
No, we haven't talked about that in a while.
I think we ran out of everything on Denver.
Why?
I mean, I think we went through it all, didn't we?
Yes.
Oh, well, this guy was still talking about it. You wait and see the news. You know, there's really no more news out of Denver. Everything that had to be said.
The most amazing thing is they can't remove the bodies from the building.
Well,
so they're going to be there for like days looking for bombs, and those bodies will still be there.
But you know what's weird? Like last night when you're watching TV, it was really 5 minutes worth of news.
Yeah, it was over at 6 o'clock.
Right, and then they would have to fill the whole rest of the hour, and they scramble, so they start making up news. It's like you see the news person come on and they go, you know, next we'll be talking to the makers of trench coats. You know, they run it, and then after a while it's like, sir, I know you were nowhere near where this happened, but what do you think? You know, they start finding people from the town to ask.
Yeah, they're nowhere near what happened. So they're asking, like, somebody who never even saw it.
Then, like here in New York, they go, coming up next, an exclusive interview. And how this is affecting our area.
Well, do you know that Larry King had a show on it last night?
Right.
Talking to some of the kids who knew some of the kids and the father.
You're the kid who knew a kid.
The kid went to the school.
Tell me, what was it like when you knew this kid who knew the kid who knew that kid? And then it's like, you know, and then you come back from the commercial and it's like, they're interviewing a guy in Teaneck, New Jersey, who's at a diner. And how does this impact our area? And it's a guy eating at a restaurant. He's not even an expert. At least if it was a congressman or somebody who could pass a law or something.
Maybe.
Maybe I'll watch that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't mind a Captain Jenks Cole, because these news organizations feed on stories like this.
Right.
They want to keep them going.
In fact, I think they secretly like Captain Jenks. How else do they keep putting him through? I say he's in cahoots with them. That's what I say. What?
When have you heard MTV do any news that's of any importance?
Right.
MTV Live is sending a correspondent out there today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like when Dan Rather goes to the war zone.
It'll be great. It'll be like a chick in a thong. It'll be like, you know, what kind of music did the trench coat guys like?
Absolutely.
If they had any nerve, they would do like the grind on the front lawn.
Right.
That's right, spring break.
I understand 54% of the victims are wearing blue jeans made by Calvin Klein. Have Rebecca Romaine go out there.
Do fashion. What's that show called?
Yeah, Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
That fashion show.
Trench Coat Beach House, I think it's called. We have
Send the new VJ who just won the contest.
we have members of the actual Trench Coat posse with us, in their sunglasses. The media are like moths to flames. They don't know what to do.
Any bad news? Boy.
Yeah. Here's Jesse Camp on AK-47s. Hey, dude.
Big fan.
Big fan, Jesse.
They actually have in the paper what music they listen to.
Do they really?
Yeah. They were into
It's in John Norris.
a German underground band called KMFDM.
That's what Jackie's into.
Yes. Yes, master.
KFMDM? I have one of their songs.
Howard, you know what that's supposed to stand for?
What?
Kill effin'. Let me guess. Kill effin'.
Mother effin'.
Oh, for KMF? Oh. Kill mother effin'. What's the other initials?
DM.
Kill mother effin'.
Don't be morons.
No. What?
It's another band. It's supposed to stand for Kill Mother Effin' Depeche Mode.
Oh.
Well, that's not what it really stands for.
What does it stand for?
It's German.
For?
No pity for the majority is what it's supposed to mean.
Big fan.
I was close. Well, that's what I heard. Was close. Well, that's what I heard.
Wait, no, we have every bit of trivia.
What?
You know?
Yeah, we'll know more about these kids than we know about the president.
Do they like girls? They don't play crap.
An egg a day is okay for most people. According to a new study, researchers have found that healthy people eating up to 7 eggs a week do not increase their risk of heart attack or stroke. Why not? Go to the store and ask for a broad bean.
I'm not going to do that. I'm sick of that.
And they say the incidence of cancer is going down as
I've seen enough of that.
in this country.
I eat that with bumblebee tuna, the broad beans.
Really?
Yeah.
Fewer Americans are stricken with cancer every year.
Then I eat Metrex.
Partly
Yes.
to a drop in smoking. The news is better for men, although they still suffer more cancer than women do. The rate of new cancer cases is dropping 8 times faster for men than for women.
Radio on. I'm going to go on.
Oh, who is this?
Hi, Howard.
Yes?
It's me, Marion from Brooklyn. Howard, Rosie O'Donnell saying that Jerry Springer is the type of show that lets these kids do these kind of things.
Never mind that. I'll take it one step further.
Yeah?
Jerry Springer killed those kids. in the trench coat and killed them.
I think it was Rosie O'Donnell. She's jealous she doesn't have Pamela Anderson's figure.
That's right.
Happy birthday, Riri. My mother's 65 today. Howard, I love you. But you know what? I am so angry. My father's in the gun business for 60 years. None of us carry a gun. I live in Brooklyn. I clean my toilets. I take my kids to school. This woman's out of her mind. She's talking about how the society. She doesn't live in real society.
Honey, let me tell you something. In all seriousness, Jerry Springer is not responsible for those killings.
Right.
Your voice is responsible for it. Your voice.
Thank
you, honey.
Love you, man. Happy birthday, Riri.
Okay.
I think she's going to
The recommended daily allowance for vitamin C should be doubled or...
So clear. I still want to know what a broad bean is.
I don't know that! I told you! Look it up!
Yes, vitamin C. Vitamin C is good for you. We know that. Some KMFDM if you want to hear it.
Right, let me hear
For real, not a joke. I'm into this. Here it says on the album, Megalomaniac Anarchy.
Good song.
I guess this is the name of the song. Do you like this, Robin?
Good album.
Bang chicks to this music. Very romantic. Banging music. All right. These are a bunch of Schweinhunds. Yeah. No wonder they killed people. I'm not blaming Jerry Springer. I'm blaming these guys. What is this? Imagine the nerve of that Rosie O'Donnell blaming Jerry Springer. Yeah, how insulting. Why she didn't blame me? I'm just glad when I'm kept out of the discussion. Quite frankly, it sounds like me on that Gus Brothers track. I like this. I can kind of get into this. I like this techno crap. I can sing to it. Yeah, baby.
KMFDM. Better than the best. Or some more stylus.
I'm creating.
Jesus.
That's the music those kids were into. That's Deborah over there, Robin.
Yeah, I see
It's
that.
my daughter. She's here for, you take your daughter to...
There it is.
She told me she was really excited about it. She said anything's better than going to school. See, my parents never would let me go to take your daughter to work because, first of all, I was a boy.
Right, that
And
would be the first drawback.
my old man took me to work once a year, and all he did was yell at me.
Because you got that. You know, you guys got... I thought your father started Take Your Daughter to Work Day.
Yeah.
Take Ellen to work.
No, he never took Ellen to work.
She went into the studio, didn't she?
No, that was the family day where he would yell at us while he recorded us.
So you would go on separate visits with him.
Yeah, he would take me because I wanted to, go and watch all the guys record cartoons and stuff. Because my dad had a recording studio where they recorded Tennessee Tuxedo and King Leonardo cartoons. Which were
Oh, sweet.
Cartoons.
Yeah, not the good ones.
They weren't even the good ones. But you see, like, cool guys standing. It was cool. They had a big studio. There'd be 5 microphones, and they'd have a little thing in between each guy, like a little wall.
Gobo.
A gobo? Is that what that's called? What, that little wall they put up between you is called a gobo?
They're kind of like temporary walls.
Yeah, you put up a temporary wall. They'd sit on stools, and like Larry Storch and Don Adams and Alan Swift.
See each other?
They could. They could if they wanted to, but they had to keep their sound separate.
Right, from bouncing, yeah.
So my dad would throw me in a room with those guys and go, "Here, sit there, watch this, and shut up. And if you make a noise, I'm going to throw you out of here."
So you'd be actually in the recording
Yeah, well, I'd be behind the glass with the engineer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
Had to be pretty exciting, though.
It was so goddamn exciting, I was willing to put up with his yelling. It had to be real exciting. And then it was cool because he'd always bring me around Easter, and they'd have these huge, elaborate spreads of food, and I thought my old man every day got that. I don't get this every day. I usually just have Solomon on a slice of bread. What do you think, it's a party here? You go home and tell your mother we're having a party? It's no party.
Oh, you got him in trouble.
Oy vey. The fun part was taking the car ride in with him and yell at me in there. Actually wouldn't talk to me, the car ride.
No.
Then we get on the subway. He doesn't like to talk anywhere. And then we get on the subway. See how good you got it, Deborah? So then we get on the subway, and that's where he buys newspaper.
Yeah.
And he would just sit on the subway and read the newspaper while I sat next to him.
Oh.
And then he said, and finally I would just sit there. I said, "Dad, I have nothing to do." He go, "You want to read the paper?" So he'd give me a hunk of the New York Times. Then he'd yell at me because I didn't know how to fold the paper properly. You don't sit there and open up the whole New York Times.
Now, in the train, were there other people?
Oh, yeah.
And did he yell like he yells on the tape?
No, he'd yell, "You're not folding the paper correctly." I go, "Dad, I don't know how to do it." Because here's, I'll show it to you. They're like origami. The guy would start folding paper, Look like a butterfly. He could fold it into one little tiny square.
Right, I've seen those guys.
I'm like, well, can't this guy lighten up? Oh, how much brains do you need to fold a newspaper? Obviously none. Obviously you needed some.
What the hell? How much braids do you need to fold newspaper?
So why would you ask?
I was a masochist. There's something wrong with me. Because I always thought I'd get in his favor. Somehow I would win him over. Yeah. That somehow he'd recognize that I was a human being. If I just hung with him.
Okay.
So then, then he'd start to fold the paper, and then I'd fold it wrong. Then he'd grab the paper back from me and tell me I couldn't read it. I didn't read it
You
right.
never even get the paper.
No, I never earned it.
Because I thought maybe you'd get it in that little square, but you had to keep reading the same things over and over because you couldn't get it out.
No, I couldn't even fold it. And did you know to this? Because then I'd unfold it to go to another page, and that would be a disaster. And then he'd get upset because he'd have to fold it again for me, so he just took it back. You know, to this day, I can't read the New York Times.
Oh, stop.
I can't. It's too traumatizing.
Horrible memory.
It is. I look at that paper, I want to throw up.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Yes, Daddy.
Shut up.
Yes. See how good you have it? It has it so good.
Oh, I wonder what her stories are.
Oh, she's got plenty of stories. I'm sure she's building a case against me, so when she gets her radio show, she can blast away. Promise me, Deborah, you'll never blast away at me.
I promise.
What a good kid. Beautiful child. Love this kid. I do. I'm a great father.
What are you trying to buy favor?
I just don't want her bad-mouthing me on the radio when I'm dead. She's probably got tapes of me. Do you have any stories like that about me? No. I'm great, right?
Yeah, you're wonderful.
I am wonderful. I really am wonderful.
Oh, Now, don't
The kid will
pat
tell you.
yourself on the back too much. It's okay when she says it.
No, I mean, like, I bust her balls a little bit. Because, you know, you got it because you're a parent.
That's part of the job.
Yeah, I mean, I tell her to go to bed.
Is that right?
And she wishes she listened to me because now she's dragging her ass because she went to bed at 11 o'clock, right?
You are up now and you went to bed at 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's so tired. Take your daughter to work days. Like, she's like, well, yeah, you know, I don't want to go to school, but I don't want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning either. See, I like when my kids see what I do for a living because then they walk around, they appreciate when I come home why I'm so ragged out.
Yeah? And how long does it last?
Not long. You got your cell phone with you? No. No? Oh, really? Yeah, but that's right, she's got a portable.
Well, you know that there was a run on cell phones in
Really?
Colorado, I think, yesterday.
Why?
Yeah, because everybody wanted now their kids to have these cell phones since they're shooting at the school.
Yes, sir. Hey, Mom, I'm getting shot. Just want to call and say goodbye. Because I read in the paper today, every school had to have, like, rap sessions.
Oh, really?
See, when I went to school, there was no rap session.
No, even if something happened, there was no counselor coming in.
When I went to school, all the black guys would get together, choke me, until I passed out, and then trench coat and kill him. I went to my next class. I never thought to kill anybody.
All the black guys came out.
Yeah, trench coat mafia forever. I should have like.
They did wear the trench coats even in the summer.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They must have smelled like, you know, I always feel bad for Hasidim. They always got to wear heavy coats in the summer. That's a lot to go through for religion.
Yeah, that's really commitment.
How come
they're not shooting?
So,
those coats were all year round.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Howard, did you ever see another side of your father? Did your mother and father have, like, cocktail parties? Or people?
Oh, they had parties, yeah. Oh, they had parties already.
Joyous at all? Or?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, he was joyous sometimes. Around other adults. No, my father's a joyous guy sometimes. You just got to catch him at the right time.
Yeah, you know, when it's like an eclipse.
It's like Haley's Comet. It happens once every 75 years.
Hummingbird without its wings moving.
And my mom was always real pleasant because she was having such a party with him.
It was a fun time.
Yeah, we couldn't wait for Dad to get home.
And you look at one of those kids from Colorado. One of them lived in like $1 million home out there in the.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Yeah, one of them was really rich.
Hey, Deborah.
He couldn't get girls.
Never embarrass me by shooting up all your classmates. I just want to go on record saying that, and tell your sisters that too.
Because you know, parents are holed up in the house.
Yeah. Because I don't know what's going on, and you know, right away now the kids are dead. So who's going to blame? The parents.
Right, of course, everybody's wondering about them.
And you know, if my kids go out and shoot everybody, then they're going to come over to me. They're going to say, "Man, you were a crappy father." I'm going, you know what? I thought I did a good job. I don't know. I told the kids to leave their guns in the room. What's up with that? You're not bringing your gun to school. You don't have any. Seriously, did you have like an announcement made in school?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Did you talk about it?
Yeah, every 2 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it annoying?
Yeah.
Like, how'd they break the news? Did you already know about it, or did they break the news to you?
I know about it.
Oh. So what happens? Like, the principal says some stuff or something?
Yeah.
They have a big meeting?
Was it an assembly?
No, it was like in every single class. They talked about it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, please don't shoot me. Was that?
What did they say?
I don't know.
You don't know. I like that. I like that you don't know. I like, you know, teachers think they're doing such a good job. We're going to have a big rap session, kids, about the shooting.
Hey, kids?
Yeah, and it's like, well, hey, Deborah, what'd you learn? I don't know.
What'd they say?
Oh.
Who knows what they said? I zoned out. If they're not going to test me on it, I don't need to pay attention. It's not exactly something I need to know. It's not relevant.
This isn't pop quiz material.
I would just say to the teacher, hey, what are the odds of the kids here shooting me? You know what I mean? Very slim.
Could we frisk everybody in the class?
It'd be funny if the principal came dressed as Wyatt Earp.
Or like a flight.
He had like fatigues on and stuff.
Cowboy music.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we had another school shooting down now. Now, don't y'all worry. We'll get y'all back to class momentarily.
Hair black. I see that, man. Right to the shrink, that's all.
Yeah.
What is it, Bubba Blue High?
You hear about the kids that got arrested in Denver yesterday?
Which kids?
The ones that showed up to the high school wearing black trench coats and masks, but they were just kidding around.
Oh, yeah. Where was that? In Jersey? Oh, in Denver.
Yeah.
They're kidding around.
Yeah, they're kidding around.
Who's writing for that?
Yeah, who wrote that bit? I used to have that look. I always wore shades and trench coat. Not in high school, but recently. Yeah. I dropped the trench coat. And I wear a leather driving jacket. So, like, all right, let me take a break and we'll find out what happened. Yeah. Deborah seems to know what's going on more than I do. You should have come tomorrow. Julie Roberts is going to be here.
No.
Yeah, but you know what? It would have been tough to interview her when you were here, because I want to ask her, you know, adult stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, what's adult stuff?
You know, SEX.
Oh.
I want my daughter to know about that. She needs to know about that when she's 50.
That's right. Better she be in classrooms where they're talking about the trench coat.
Yeah, I don't mind them talking about that. No SEX. All right, anyway, where was I? Oh, hey, Melrose has tape of Rosie O'Donnell crying.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah. And blaming Jerry Springer.
So we can have Rosie talk to us about the trench coat mob.
Yeah, you know what? Since we don't seem to have learned anything from this, because, you know, the whole thing on the news last night was like, well, what did we learn?
Yeah.
So far, I haven't learned anything except a bunch of psycho kids got together and shot up a school.
But, you know, if you read the accounts, everybody knew that these kids had problems.
Yeah, now they know.
Everybody could see them fighting in the halls every day with the jocks, and the teachers knew about it. Everybody knew about it. People just kept walking.
See, if I had blown up my high school, everyone would have said, yeah, he was the only white
He
kid.
was isolated.
He was in a poor neighborhood. He got the crap beat out of him every day with chains and everything, and he blew.
I even saw him being choked one day.
My shop teacher, they would have interviewed him. Yeah, I saw him being choked till he passed out. Oh, you did? So why didn't you do something?
I should have done something.
Because I didn't want to get choked.
Nobody ever thought he'd get killed or go crazy like that.
I'm surprised I never thought of it.
The lesson's supposed to be that you're supposed to be nice to every single person.
Well, that was the best, because they had this, like, church service out there the other day, and the minister said, I want everyone to turn to the person sitting next to them, hug them, and say, I want to stop the violence.
Oh, please.
I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah. And wait till everyone gets out of the church and starts bad-mouthing each other.
Back to heckling.
I had to hug that smelly bastard. Yeah. What are we going to say after Fred shoots up this place? I'm shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm waiting for it to happen.
Like a ticking time bomb.
Exactly.
It took longer than I thought.
All right, we'll get to Melrose in his tape of Rosie O'Donnell crying. Yeah, baby. All right, you want to go to Melrose, Larry Green?
You think that's safe?
Yeah, don't listen to this nutcase either. Hey, Melrose.
Morning, Howard.
How are you?
Morning, everybody else. Deborah.
Hello.
This is Uncle Melrose Larry.
Uncle Melrose. Crazy Uncle Melrose.
What was that, Fred?
He was a trench coat, too, but for different reasons.
He's in the trench coat mafia.
He really is.
You mean kids actually went to school today dressed in trench coat and sunglasses? Or yesterday?
Gary said they did it yesterday.
Really? That's a goof.
Yeah, anywhere in Colorado is
Yeah, anyway, so you got the tape?
Now, listen, this is a long thing. It's over 4 minutes long.
We need to be lectured.
Yeah.
No, I broke it down.
Yeah, you know what? Rosie O'Donnell knows so much about life. She's such an honest and open person, and she's so wholesome.
She cares so much.
She cares so much about us that we should listen to what she says. I like she's going to blame Jerry Springer for the shootings.
Now, what it is, Howard, there's like 5 segments in this thing.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking of doing is playing like 30 seconds and let you comment.
Okay, that's good. I think you're thinking clearly.
Okay, because basically this is so scripted what she did. It's up right at 4 minutes.
You don't like Rosie O'Donnell, do you, Deborah?
No.
You don't even watch it, right?
No.
Yeah, good. You watch Jerry Springer?
Sometimes when I'm sick.
Really?
Yeah.
You like it?
No, it's just entertainment.
Did you ever, like, think that you wanted to kill people after you watched it?
No.
No, so there you go. There goes Rosie O'Donnell. Proof positive.
Just did a sermon.
Every adult thinks young people are idiots and that they don't know what they're doing when they watch TV.
Well, immediately it becomes the attack on the video games. They started looking at everything these kids did.
Yeah.
All right, this video game's bad. This movie is bad.
I had to turn off the news last night because everything's bad that I'm into. You know?
You should be shooting people.
I know I should. With my background, forget about it. It's a miracle I don't shoot anybody. Speaking of shooting people, Mary Jo Few will be here tomorrow.
People shot.
Yeah, and Julia Roberts, who hasn't been shot as far as I know. All right. Let's enjoy this tape. This is Rosie O'Donnell, like, going into a tizzy yesterday.
And then when we get done, I have a story about Anna Heche and Ellen.
Anne Heche.
Oh, Anne Heche.
Okay, go ahead.
Last night.
All right.
Save that, though. I'll go to the tape.
I have no idea. Shocking.
Unbelievable. As everybody knows, the tragedy that happened in Colorado yesterday. So upsetting. It's going to be hard for me to talk about it now. I'm going to probably cry. Well, the live show is so hard.
I know.
It's just that, we have to, as a country, do something about the guns. We have to. And I think that the mothers in this nation are going to be the ones to lead the movement about getting guns out of the house where children are.
What?
If you're a mother and you have a child, today, take the gun in your house.
Yeah, but that's it. I'm taking your guns away. That's it. No more guns.
These kids have an arsenal. This is not like
guns. You know, most adults, I don't know what the statistics are, have guns in the house for protection and for, go out and kill some food, feed their families.
Food.
And, this Rosie, I was going to call her something else, but my daughter's here. This Rosie. Imagine being such a simple mind to think that, like, you'll take away guns from honest citizens.
Got their parents' gun and shot up the school. That was
These kids went out and made pipe bombs from the internet.
Right.
And believe me, if they didn't do it from the internet, they would have found out from somebody else.
And they had, like, the kind of munitions that they give to
I'm going to stop here for now. I'll try to get on a little later. But it's a little tired. So, yeah. Take care. I'll play something or draw some more. We'll see. But anyway, hope this is enjoyable. I was just listening to this because it kind of interested me, and I've been listening to lots of Howard Stern lately. It's just really funny. A little too edgy sometimes, but still, he's kind of funny in some parts. I understand why he is the way he is now. It's a lot more mellowed out. But anyway, take care out there. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for chilling if you're around. Peace out. Later. Love you all. Bye. It's time for bed. Bye.